What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves. That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
What up? It is Merciless Monday on this fine Monday, and I'm taking no mercy on this Coach JB show with Big Smitty. We'll be bringing in our famous, contrary to belief, very controversial, mellow-mannered co-host, Big Smitty, here in a short minute. But I want to get into this Merciless Monday. We got a loaded lineup. We're one man down today. Our T's and P's with our main man, Big Bailey, behind the scene. Got a little under the weather, so he's dealing with the little thing this morning. So it's Smitty and I, Big Matt McChesney, Jeff Nadu. It'll be us four today with everybody out there. So pound the like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. Become a member of our Discord, Slap Nation. Download the Discord app. Become a member of our Slap Nation Discord. Plus, you get access to our winnable Slap picks, which are hitting. I'm 70% over the last 2.5 weeks. Cappers from every sport are with us on our winnable. We are on our first down campaign, meaning you can jump in our first down campaign on winnable, and you can subscribe today, and you can play daily, weekly, or monthly with the pros. Winnable.com/slap picks today. We got a loaded lineup. Big Matt McChesney talks about some college football, plus some NFL draft talk, plus his Denver Nuggets and what they should do to avoid the Lakers at all costs. We're going to dive into that as well. Plus, Jeff Nadu joins us to talk about our NBA winnable picks for the playoffs as they start tomorrow as far as this play-in. Plus, talk some NFL mock drafts, best available. Major League Baseball news. The pitchers are upset. We're going to dive into that. Plus, some college football talk on the realest show on Planet ERF. So bet on it with your favorite betting app, Winnable, Prize Picks, and Bet Online today, which are all proud sponsors of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Let me start the show off by saying that we are on the precipice of a World War III. War is never a good thing. It kills our loved ones much too early while fattening the pockets of politicians and bureaucrats from all the countries involved. We work our entire lives to give our kids the best life possible. But in reality, we control very little to nothing in the big picture of things. We pay taxes upon taxes to build these so-called freedoms, yet these politicians will pluck your children, throw them in a war that we have fucking zero to do with. We want our children to die so that their children can become leaders of what we thought was the free world. It isn't free. Let's just be real. Never has been, never will be, unless we stand for something. What is that stance going to be, I ask? Who knows? But if it isn't done soon, we will all live a life of entrapment and looking over our shoulders forever. What a horrible time to be living. Our ancestors had to endure this, and so shall we. But my question is, are we really living in the land of the free, home of the brave? Or is every other country just so bad that America looks better than we really are? We're going to dive into that today, too, as we're on the verge of dealing with a World War III again in the Middle East that we have nothing to do with. Let's get into the show. As you know, we're the realest show on planet Earth. So we talk about sports, life, boys, girls, birds, bees, politics, you name it, we do it. Short, fat, skinny, tall, we talk it all. So pound the like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We need new members. We need new subscribers. We got to get to the 50,000 mark on YouTube before the summer hits. Now, let's get into the show. Dominant performance at the Masters for a second time for our main man, Scheffler. Take a listen.
Buddies, this morning I was a bit overwhelmed because I told him, I was like, I wish that I didn't want to win as badly as I did.
He said he didn't want to win as badly as he did. Shout out to him, Scheffler, PGA tournament player as well, not a live golfer, but he is a great human for everything that I've heard, and he had a dominant performance. Tiger Woods sets a record, possibly his last Masters performance, as he walks into the sunset, shaking Vern Lundquist's hand for a last time as Vern Lundquist has retired. So it was good to see that, but we're going to dive into why Tiger should give it up and start helping his son, little Charlie. We're going to dive into that one. The Thunder blow out the Dallas Mavericks, who really didn't even show up.
Basketball.
And the OKC Thunder is back in the building as a 1 seed, believe it or not. They are a 1 seed in this whole thing. And can't wait to see the Lakers hopefully get a shot at them or the Denver Nuggets. It really don't matter to me. We're going to dive into it, though. The Knicks clinched the 2nd seed because they played all their dudes. They actually went hard in the paint. And Tom Thibodeau said why they play the way they play in this area.
We play. You know, I can't speak for Cleveland. Cleveland does what they think feels best for their organization.
We're going to dive into it. Basically, he said took a little shot at Cleveland because Cleveland played nobody, and they did not want to even play in that game because they wanted to jockey for position, which is why Smitty and I got into an argument last week. Not an argument, a debate about this whole bullshit play-in tournament that we're going to dive into today because obviously Dallas didn't play, got beat by 40. Cleveland didn't play, got blew out by 39. Why would you even bet these games if you're a bettor or a handicapper? But we do. On winnable.com/slap picks, you can get all the bets from everybody. Kentucky introduces its new coach in a very, very peculiar way. And I actually like one of the introductions. I did not like the other one, but Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats brought back the old national championship team under Rick Pitino, Jamal Mashburn, and others as they introduced their new coach, Pope. Packed house in Kentucky, Rupp Arena. We're going to dive into that here in a minute. I don't even know if it's Rupp anymore. I still call it Rupp. Should be Rupp forever. The Lakers play the Pelicans again and blow them out. And the Kings versus Warriors 10-9 matchup is going to be happening this week. I still am mind-boggled why the 9 and 10 are even playing and why the 8 and 7 are even playing. We're going to dive into that again. In a different perspective. UFC 300 had some big knockouts and some good fights. Plus, Smitty's going to dive into that as well. Plus, we have some UFL news. Some Major League Baseball pitchers are not very happy with the baseball, say they're too hard to control. But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, self-esteemed Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317 Far East Side grade, an AR-5 defending, a Lamar Jackson loving, and a LeBron hairline having, Fox Sports' very own, our main man, Big Smitty. Welcome him in to the show. Clap it up.
Yeah. We back. What's going on, y'all, man? What's going on, JB? How you doing, my guy?
Man, I'm over here sweating, working.
I see that, man.
Working, Greg. While you just sit around, be quiet. You don't want to get evicted. You're not doing nothing. You never really do nothing on the show. But today, you're especially not doing nothing. I'm over here working. But it's cool. I carry the show.
You was on vacation all last week, though. You remember that, right? You was in a mansion. You were cooking steaks with Pat P. Yeah. Homemade barbecue sauce. You didn't do anything last week, so now you got to make up for all that laziness. So I don't feel bad for you at all.
Shouldn't feel bad. You got to do something. I don't want to talk about that.
All right then. Shout out to the chat, man. Combray. Is it Combray? That's the homie, whoever it is. It's my homie. Dirty Drunk. What's going on? EQ, what's going on? Hey, the chat, they in here showing me love today.
Hey, let me ask you.
Love back.
Am I worth going on a vacation or did I earn it?
Let you tell it. You ain't earn it. You ain't earn it. You gotta put in more work, JB. We gotta get that studio for your next vacation.
Yeah, I earned the right to go on the ride though. That's the difference. Oh, you didn't earn nothing, JB. I don't like to earn it.
We will any topic that has to do with earn. We will always argue on that. Always.
Hey, I like shout out to Big Bailey. He's not in today. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. He'll be all right. But Smitty and I got this. I got a lot to discuss. I got a very interesting text message on a very interesting topic about transfer portal and NIL. As
what did it say?
My son has entered the portal. I'm going to read that verbatim to you without letting you know who it is. But before we get started, though, this show is brought to you by betonline.ag, and I want to dive into all things betonline.ag. Head on over there today. The NBA playoffs start this week, and Major League Baseball is in full swing. NHL hockey playoffs are around the corner. Plus, you can bet UFL games each and every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. Plus, of course, UFC 300 just happened. So head on over to betonline.ag. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace. Smitty,
yes, sir.
Make sure I get these things going on. I want to dive into something real quick before we get right after we do the quote of the day. But first, we got to do quote of the day. Brought to you by BetOnline. Quote of the day, Big Smitty. Start to stop doing what you know to be wrong.
Start to stop doing what you know to be wrong. So I mean, you're just saying begin the process of improvement is basically what you're saying in a nutshell.
Start to stop.
Yep.
Doing what you know to be wrong.
Yep. You already know you're doing it wrong. You already know it's not what you're supposed to be doing. So start to stop. That makes a lot of sense, low key.
Yeah. You gotta be like outside the box thinker though. Toe Sucker 69's in here, Big Smitty. Shout out to Toe Sucker 69.
Toe Sucker been in there.
That's actually the bio picture though that they got.
Yeah, like that's the actual person too. Like, and there's multiple toes that this same person has sucked. So like I think they've changed their picture. Same face, of course, same person, but they've showed different toes of that lady, sucking. So shout out to Toe Sucker, man. Hey, you have a certain fetish. You're owning it. Respect to you. You're not running from it and hiding. We all got our own little thing that we like. JB likes to do what he likes to do, and he doesn't run from it. So it's what it is.
Somebody said, shout out to address everybody before we get started. Somebody said, JB is just like Whitlock and Skip Bayless, bashing someone to get themselves talked about and try to make themselves relevant. Ooh. I don't know if you know what relevant means. Let me break it down. I'm on a show that has over 400 million views. 400 million people saw me. I don't need to be relevant, you fucking idiot. God. Try to be nice today. I want to stay on TikTok. I don't want to go too hard in the paint. We got privacy online. It's just trolling up the thing. It's just Troll Monday, I guess. It's Merciless Monday today. We're going to dive into a lot of things, but I got to dive into the Contrary to Belief segment brought to you by Prize Picks. Get on over there and get you a free buy-in. Coach JB has a promo code Prize Picks. We also use Prize Picks every day on this show. Contrary to Belief, Smitty, the truth is rarely nice and never simple. Contrary to Belief.
Rarely nice and never simple.
Never simple, right? Some type of way, it's never going to be simple because you got to really sit down and tell that person something. So, yeah, I do have slapdick. Remember, Kelsey, I do have slapdick trademarked. Remember, though, I have it trademarked as one word and it's singular. The company you're talking about is Slapdicks. It's 2 words and it's plural. So they got away with the trademark clause. So that's why you see that company, that country, whatever deal. So yeah, appreciate it. Smitty, I want to get into the poll question though, which is probably going to start a debate with us. Should the Lakers lose tomorrow on purpose to avoid the Nuggets in the first round? Everybody drop it in the chat below. Smitty and I will debate it. Matt will join us later on. I've seen a lot of people going back and forth on this topic. Should the Lakers lose tomorrow on purpose to avoid the Nuggets in the first round? Here's a take I want to give you, though. This is just to talk about that. I wanted to talk about this, Smitty. So I want to give you this perspective. I want to get your take on what Thibodeau said on why the Knicks played balls to the wall to get the 2nd seed and not flaked out and didn't play anybody to drop to the 3rd seed just to play a particular team they think they're better with. So let's hear what he had to say real quick.
We play. You know, I can't speak for Cleveland. Cleveland does what they think feels best for their organization. We do what we think is best for our organization.
There it is.
Listen. Go ahead, Smitty. I want to hear your take on the Laker thing, and then we'll dive back into Thibodeau and why he played everybody. Why the Dallas Mavericks did not. They got blown out by 40. They didn't play. Cleveland Cavs didn't play. Got blown out. It's a bet. I guess it's a bettor's nightmare. Also, I guess you want to stay away from those games.
Yeah, I mean, typically, I mean, going to the last game of the season, you're probably not even. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know if you're betting on last game of the season anyway, because you typically understand that a lot of the starters won't necessarily play. Now there's a lot of,
if there are 1 through 8 seeds, you would be though.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of nuance when it came to this last game, because it was only like 5 positions that were actually locked in for the playoffs. So there were like a 4-way tie in the East for 2nd place. There was a 4-way tie at the bottom of the West. So with so many ties and repositioning that could happen with that last game, that it kind of changed how typically a last game of the season actually goes. To answer your direct question about the Lakers, no, they should not lose to avoid the Nuggets. At the end of the day, it's the playoffs, and you can't move with a fear-based mentality. At the end of the day, the playoffs is the vehicle that you use to get to the championship. And if you make the playoffs, your mindset as an athlete, whether it's the 1st seed or an 8th seed, is we can do this. We can win a championship. Going into the playoffs with the mindset of defeat, you've already lost. And I understand what people are trying to say. They're saying there's no way you're going to beat the Nuggets, so why play against them in the first round? Well, listen, man, you're already battling, and it's going to be an uphill battle regardless, whether it's the Nuggets, whether it's OKC, whether it's whoever you had to play in that first round. It's going to be an uphill battle because you're going to be a bottom seed. At the end of the day, I think it's more important to go into the playoffs with momentum, with confidence, with as much gelling together as a team as you possibly can have, because again, there is no guarantees that you're going to beat any of these teams. Let's keep it funky. Whether it's OKC, whether it's the Nuggets, whether it's whoever, go into this thing with some momentum, with some confidence for these young guys that you can have your best foot forward. All this, avoid this team, avoid that team. That's a fear-based mentality, and I just can't move. I just don't like moving that way. I can't move that way. And you made a good point too, JB, last week. I don't know if you remember. You said that you think the Lakers' best chance at beating the Nuggets would be like early, would be immediately. It wouldn't be later on once the Nuggets are kind of fully in flow and it's the Western Conference Finals. If they're going to have any chance, it's right now, a beginning of the playoffs. And I actually agree with that. You know, like this is the time when you still kind of shaking off some of those, not cobwebs, because you got to play in a long season, but you know what I mean? Like just so some of those early mistakes or whatever going into the playoffs. So I'm with you on that, man. They should play. And then to Coach's point with the Knicks, I don't know why the Cavs set their start, because if I'm not mistaken, the Cavs could have went up. The Cavs could have been a 2 seed or a 3 seed, or could have went up. I'm assuming though the Cavs were going in with a losing mindset. They wanted to lose the game on purpose so they can get a certain seeding, so they could try to better their chances of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals or what have you. Again, I don't rock with that. I was the ultimate competitor when I played. I wanted to smoke. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to see the best teams at some point anyway, whether it's first round, second round, or third round. So, let's see them now. Let's see what you got. So that's my initial take, though, JB.
Yeah, it's funny. ESPN on Get Up today, they had a full-on debate about this topic 5 this morning. I was watching while I was setting up the show, and I'm like, Greeny was like, the Lakers got to lose, so they avoid at all costs Denver Nuggets. It's like, back to my thing. We've pushed this narrative, which is crazy to me. And I'm like, what just happened to playing whoever? Like, we used to be like, let's go. Like, Mutombo used to be, when they were the AC Denver Nuggets and they beat the 1 seed back in the day when the famous no, and he blocked the shot and all that happened. Like, and he's on the floor with the ball, holding it like this, 8th seed beat a 1. Like, they were waiting. I remember all the shit they were talking before the series. Like, we're the AC, let's go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened to that mentality? I couldn't be a player in the locker room saying, hey, LeBron, AD, you guys all sit out, dog. We got this loss.
That's weird, ain't it?
What? We got this L. We'll take this L. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, I don't get it, dog. I really don't get it. It's just gone. The whole thing is gone. And the sports is so bad off right now, in my opinion. We could talk about this whole thing for a long time. I'm glad Thibodeau stuck to his guns and played. I hate the fact that Dallas, knowing they couldn't do much, they're not going to play their guys. This is the era we're in, I guess.
Dallas' situation is a little different because I think their spot was locked. So that's a little different than, I'm not going to play because I don't want to play this team to play. That's a whole other situation. I think the Mavs is like, hey, our position's locked. It's kind of like NFL. Like, once you lock a certain seed, the starters simply don't play the last game of the season. That's a regular thing, or they'll play a quarter or something and they'll just chill or whatever the case may be. So the Mavs situation, I don't mind that. It's just when you don't play because you're trying to avoid somebody. Again, that's a fear-based mentality. And in a competitive situation, I just can't respect that.
I'm glad we agree on this one. Here's the thing. You're the Lakers. Now, I want to be very clear here. You are the Los Angeles Lakers, tied for the most NBA championships in the history. One of the most iconic sports franchises in the world. The biggest brand in the world. The most Hall of Famers, the most top 50s. All this. You're the Lakers, home of Magic, Kareem, Kobe, Kupchak,
Jerry West,
Shaq. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I can't go on. I can't tell you enough names that is in this. The logo himself, just everything that goes on with this organization. You're the Lakers. For you to bow down to a Nuggets team who just got their first championship blows my mind. Like, there's zero competitive edge. And if LeBron were to lose, let's just say odds are LeBron's not going to win a championship this year.
Right.
Knowing that, though, wouldn't you want to go out if you're going to be considered the GOAT and you want to be the GOAT? Wouldn't you want to go out like with a bang and say, let's play whoever? If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose, but I ain't going to lose so then I can lose. What? What the fuck are we doing, homie?
I'm not going to lose so I can lose.
Lose so I can still lose. And you don't think that's going to tarnish your record and your era's resume, your persona? What? Man.
Plus, JB, listen, hold on real quick. Me and you, we're both Lakers fan. You remember the end of last year when after the Nuggets won a championship, all that shit talking they were doing on the damn parade. Like, do y'all not remember that?
I want them first, Smitty. I want them again right now.
Right now. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, but guess what we're here? Well, we're gonna lose because AD had a slip and fall and he got spasm, and you know we gotta be full strength, so we're gonna lose. Then we're gonna play the winner of the Kings Nugget. Listen, I gotta be honest. I want to ask first of all. The Lakers right now have earned as the 8th best team in the NBA.
Yep,
they're the 8th best team in the NBA. They should have a week off like it used to be. It would solve all these problems. There would usually be a week off when the 1 through 8 was done and named up. Boom, there was a week off, and then the playoffs started. Now we're having to manufacture a schematic from the head coach's perspective and the analytic department in these NBA franchises that we got to come together and say, all right, we got to play in 2 days now. And we don't know. So we're the 8th seed. Back in the old days, we're in the playoffs, but right now we're not because we got to play the 7th seed. If we lose, we got to go play the winner of the 10-9 seed. And then if we lose that, we're out. But if we win, we get a shot at another consolation bracket and play the winner of the 8-9 second game.
No. You see, you almost had it. You added another line for no reason.
I don't even want to have it. That's the problem. Damn, I don't want to have it. Like here's the thing. The Lakers and the fucking Pelicans would be a great first rounder. They're in. The Lakers playing the Nuggets, homie, is what it is. You got the Nuggets first round. You got them in a week. Hill up. Get ready. Let's go. Guess who the Pelicans got? Number 7 seed. They're in. The 9 and the 10 just didn't make it because they're the 9 and the 10. Like, why? We're not gonna be dead hard. We talked about it last week, but
the old way, JB. The old ways. I think you need. You ever watch Men in Black? You need one of those little sticks they had where they can wash your memory, JB. The old way of the NBA is no longer. The 7th and 8th seeds are not automatically in the playoffs anymore. The new rules is the 7th through the 10th seed must compete to earn the last few spots. This is all you know. Anything previous to this is watch from your memory. In 3, 2, 1. I can't wait to see these last 4 teams compete. It adds competition to the NBA. It makes these guys, to me, even hungrier during the regular season to want to get the top 6 seed because they want to avoid the play-in by all costs. And for the teams who are in the play-in, it's basically an additional couple of playoff games. And if we've seen the last couple of years, it has been a successful addition to the NBA, which is why I'm a fan of, because I'm a fan of competition. What did I start the show off with our initial topic? I said I was the ultimate competitor. I want to see guys compete. And in the play-in, guys have no choice but to compete, because if you don't, you go home. It's
you just said
a home situation.
You literally spit out a great oxymoron that I want to touch on. You basically said you're all about competition, but then you're okay with the team not competing in their last game of the season to jockey for a position to play in a competitive play-in? What?
I don't think I said that, man.
Let me replay what you just said real quick. You just said you're all for competition, but then you're okay with teams not playing their players to jockey for position to get into a play-in scenario. That is an oxymoron,
just for clarity, JB.
You want competition, but then you say go ahead and bow out and not play in the game.
Is that what I said, Jason Brown?
Game. What?
Jason Brown, did I just say that I am okay with guys not playing, or did we not start the show agreeing with that? I'm just confused. Like maybe I said,
but it goes. That's my point. you just said you're all for competition, and you think 9 and 10 being in is more competition. It's not more competition to my point to you. My point is this. You can't have more competition to play extra games if you don't compete and actually play the games during the regular season. It doesn't make sense to me. We just had teams opt out yesterday, Smitty. We had a shitload of teams opt out yesterday. We had a bunch of players opt out yesterday. In what used to matter, now we're addition by subtraction again. We're now adding games but subtracting from the product. It makes zero sense. It's absolutely an oxymoron. Period.
I hear what you're saying, but majority of the teams that we were talking about who opted out were teams who were already locked in the playoffs. The Cavs, the Mavs. For the most part, these are guys who are already locked in. The play-in team. I'm talking about the play-in teams. To me, I don't see a negative in it because at the end of the day, if the 7th and 8th seed teams are truly better than the 9th and 10th, then it will naturally happen the way it's supposed to happen. The 7th and 8th seed teams will win to make sure they get in, and it will naturally be what it is. The Warriors and Kings will still be out if that's the case. At the end of the day, the reason why I like it, it reminds me of football. It's like win or go home. It's like win or go home. So if you're the 9th and 10th seed, if you lose right now, you're out. So like that's the ultimate. Like as a competitor, you like listen. We have no choice but to win. So to me, that's you're going to see the best of the best down on the floor. That's why I appreciate that.
I understand the teams that have made it. We're not talking about that, obviously, Latrell and everybody in the chat. God damn, y'all motherfuckers listen. We're not talking about the teams that have already locked in a spot that can't move up or down. We're talking about the lack of participating competition games, meaningful games at the end of the season to jockey for position as if the Lakers are to lose tomorrow on purpose. That is what's jockeying for position, dog. Like, what do you understand about that? That's the topic. It isn't about the 5th seed Mavericks who couldn't move up or down. Obviously, we know the damn schedule and record. I'm talking about the team tomorrow. If the Lakers were to sit players to have a one-game play-in versus the winner of the Warriors and the Kings and put all their eggs in one basket, it would be an absolute joke.
And that's why it's not going to happen, JB. I think this is fun discussion for all the networks and for TV and social media and doing all that. It's fun to talk about. But I would go to Winnable right now. First of all, join the Winnable mob, and I will put a money down that the Lakers will go in here, guns a-blazing, trying to win this game. Now I'm not going to bet money that they're going to for sure win the game. It's not going to be no easy task. But I would be shocked if LeBron, AD set out or they went out there and purposely laid an egg. It's fun to talk about. They're not going to do that. They're an older team as well. It actually doesn't make sense to put your position. Why would you lose? Put yourself in a win or go home situation against, let's say, the Warriors.
Okay, here's two things.
And hold on. You're so worried about avoiding the Nuggets. Now you missed the whole playoffs. That's stupid. That makes no sense. So I think we're talking about it, but it's not going to happen, JB.
That's the whole point of this conversation. No, I know it makes no sense, but that's what they do now. And here's going to be the rationale from Greeny and the mainstream media people that were on ESPN this morning and other things. It's not only a play-in to play the Thunder, which is an oxymoron too. They're the best team in the West. I want to play the best team. I don't want to play the 2 seed Nuggets because we can't beat them psychologically, apparently. And now I'm going to take off the other reason to that. The second fold of this is AD's hurt. So we're going to sit him and LeBron out. We're going to wait another day. We're going to get those guys ready to play the winner of Golden State and the Kings, which in my opinion, they don't match up very well against either one of those teams either. Right. By the way, last time I checked, Sabonis absolutely fucking owns AD. So why would I want to play them? I'd rather play a team that I don't play as many times in the Denver Nuggets and just deal with them and go have some nuts and drop them. And remember about what we call the big payback? They beat you last year, dog, and they talked that shit, and their head coach talked that talk, and you didn't do anything. And guess what? You started this season off by getting ran up in by that same Denver Nugget team. You got ran up in this first game of this season on Halloween night by the same Denver Nugget team who swept your ass last year. You didn't do anything about it. And you know what? Laker fans, we're all right with it. Doesn't mean nothing. First game of a new season. but now you're trying to avoid them. I get a lot of bitch tendencies, dog. I'm getting a lot of bitch tendencies with this Laker organization, dog, and this newly ran it.
Hold on, so I gotta stop you real quick,
there
JB.
ain't no way that Jerry Buss would allow this bitch make shit
It's
to be
not happening, though. See, it's not happening. It's not happening, though.
You know why?
Why?
Owned by a woman.
Here you go. Anyway, it's not happening. It's not happening. You're over here saying it's bitch tendencies by this organization. Jerry Buss wouldn't do it. The Jenny Buss wouldn't do it. They're not doing. It's not happening. It's not happening. You're making a full take and describing an organization based upon hypotheticals that are being said upon on social media and all these major networks. That makes no sense. Now tomorrow, if it happens tomorrow and AD and LeBron sit out, now say what you're saying. It's all hypotheticals.
And fair point. So if it happens, then we'll come back to it tomorrow. If it don't happen, then it's a hypothetical. We're good. We're just saying what we don't want to see. So cool. All right, I got something to dive into real quick with you. I got an interesting DM from a person that I know who has a player, a Division I quarterback that's jockeying for a position at a big-time Power 5 school. And I got a perspective from her and both her mom and the dad of this kid. I just want to share. They want to share their experience with me, and they started off by saying, "Albeit, I understand you're not getting the full context, Coach. So this happened yesterday, and I get your takes on the transfer portal and NIL, and we're actually 1,000% with you. But this happened yesterday, and it looks so fucking bad in the court of public opinion, and it hurts my heart. All right, we and some." Blank staff sticking their necks out believe there was no other option other than anticipating firings. Mm-hmm. So they're anticipating some firings to go down at this particular university. Okay, so follow me on this. A portal can offer great recourse for kids with extenuating circumstances, but the current and under standardized money-back conditions create a futile environment. Now, my son has to go somewhere where he'll get paid. Now, this is in quotations. Or he's selected to turn down money at 2 major universities because the psychology of earning your money seems to dictate the depth chart now. Regardless of merit. That was told to me. So bottom line, if these players aren't getting paid to where the schools feel they have skin in the game,
not playing.
They are likely not to go. They're likely not going to see the field in a meaningful way, especially in the quarterback room. They said, I miss the old days. So basically what they're telling me is like now they're getting paid per their expectation that they have to go out and actually so if they get paid a certain amount of dollars, they're going to be forced to actually play regardless how good they are.
It's like NFL, basically. It's like if I got a guy who's making $90 million at the D tackle position, even if the backup may be potentially a little playing better than you at practice or whatever, that $90 million guy going to be on that damn field because of how much money you're investing into him.
Yeah. So it's coming. This is a big time program.
That's
I'm just telling you. I'm not gonna put their family out there, but yeah, it's they've entered the portal as of today, and now it's like they're telling me like they know they hate it because the dad's an ex-coach, and he's like, this shit's crazy, man. He goes, my son won't get a fair shake.
So basically, what he's saying, what his family is saying, is that their son, they feel like their son has to enter the transfer portal and go to another school and accept some type of big money from some school in order to get on the field. So at first, we were looking at the kids like, dang, why these kids keep hopping around, keep trying to beg, get all this money. But now it's almost flip where it's like, even if you're a kid who wants to go to a school because I just love Michigan or I love Ball State or whatever, it's like, nah, you almost have to get paid in order to get to play. It's like flip now. It's opposite. That's kind of crazy, low key.
Yeah, listen, I don't get it, dog. It's crazy. I really don't. It's unbelievable. It's the new world order, I guess. I don't know. But
I mean, you think about it from a business standpoint, though, JB, real quick. It's like if you're an organization of any sorts and you're paying a quarterback or paying whoever $500,000, and the kid behind him isn't getting paid anything. That kid is getting paid $500,000 is going to be on that field one way or another. Or you going to at least even if they're playing bad, you're going to at least drain the toothpaste out the tube and make sure that there's no chance that kid can play good because there's so much money already poured into that cat before you make a decision to put it in this backup who's making nothing or whatever the case may be. Because now you got donors. Everybody like, hold on, we paid this dude.
It ain't donors no more though. See, that's where you skipped over. You're on the right track and you're saying the right shit. The problem is
they ain't donors.
The NCAA is relinquished themselves. They've wiped their hands clean once again. They don't have to pay nothing. So guess what? The schools have to get collectives, right?
Yeah.
So now this collective wants an ROI. They want return on their investment of the player that they're paying money to. So if you're going to pay money to a kid and he's going to sit the pine?
Right. That don't make
like
sense. Yeah.
This is what this has created, dog. It's created a huge issue. And it's unbelievable. I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it. Like, I don't get why you've changed why you're making a pure sport, at the purest level, collegiate level sports, baseball, basketball, football, golf, everything that was college sports and athletics was about is now impure. You've made it the most impure that you could possibly make it. You've taught young kids how to chase greed over dedication, desire, and hard work. Greed now is the clout chasing motive to go out and get generational wealth at 17, and these kids go out and buy fucking what? Hellcats, fucking spend their money in the first 6 months. They're looking for a new collective, so they transfer. And then that last school just got screwed on their ROI. So now they're in a new school. This guy's already broke. I've heard horror stories about these kids spending this money so fast, buying their parents a house. Cool. But when is somebody going to step in and say, son, this ain't your job to buy us a house at 17. I appreciate it, but let's teach you how to hold this money down. Let's build longevity, lifelong generational wealth with this $2 million you got. And then we'll fucking figure it out. No, D. Jones, it's still the kids, homie. Don't make no mistake about it. Hey, listen, I was told what the birds and the bees were, and I got some hair on my nuts. And D. Jones, I learned the difference between right and wrong. So quit giving every kid a pass too, homie, because the kids understand what the difference is right and wrong. We're seeing dumbass kids do dumb shit every single day. Whose fault is it? You going to blame the parent every single time? No. At one point, the kid has to realize that it's not right to push an old lady down the stairs walking into church. Whose fault was that? Like, come on, homie. Start holding these kids accountable too. Because you give these kids a pass, which is not right either. Just be clear here. You think all kids can screw up with no result, no circumstances,
repercussions,
no consequences. You think they're just kids. What? But then on the other side, you'll call them a grown man when they turn 18. Which one is it? Because 18-year-olds are still doing some dumb shit in college when they get a bag, homie. Just FYI. So at some point, you got to stick your nuts out there and say, hey, man, you did this shit. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Like, damn, I'm tired of hearing about it. Smitty, let's dive into the show for about 10 minutes before we go take a break, before Matt comes on. Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters for his second time in a dominant performance, and then he praises God on this side of things. And I don't got no video.
I believe you, though.
Why is there no video? Can you play it? The videos aren't even in the thing no more.
What you mean?
Like, you see, the videos are just all white.
At the bottom?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can add this real quick. Let me see. What you do, JB?
I do shit. Do you see the videos?
When I look, I see them, but when I try to add them, they didn't play.
Mine are white.
That's kind of racist. That yours is white. Mine are black.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, hey, no videos today, but I believe what you said, and you guys go online and look it up. Well, you did something wrong. This is why we need Bailey on here, and hopefully Bailey can be healed tomorrow. But this is what happens, JB. This is what happens.
See, now I got connection issues. See,
man.
See, that's why I can't run everything from my house. That's what happened.
Somebody didn't hack into JB's computer. But nah, Scheffler did win the win. You said for the second time, no. What do you have? A -11? I think he won by fucking the next closest person to him was -7.
Yeah.
Aberg, I'm probably saying it wrong.
Aberg, yeah. Younger kid, 26.
That's what I noticed, man. You know, I'm not a big golf guy, but like I would always keep my eye on it because like my dad would kind of teach me just the basics of it when I was younger because he would watch it. And it's like now what I'm seeing is like all the young guys have taken over the sport like fully now. Like I was looking at the top like 10 leaderboard or whatever, and I'm like, dang, I don't recognize like any of these names. Like as just the average fan or whatever. Like if you watch it, you know the names, of course. But as an average fan, it's like I don't really none of these names really do anything for me. And I was seeing like I was kind of watching it off and on, and I'm seeing all the old cats. Obviously, Tiger Woods played horrible. I saw I think Nicholson didn't really do good at all. I saw is it Vincing or whatever. I think I'm saying it wrong, but he performed bad. Like I'm like, dang, all the old heads who I used to grow up like seeing.
Yeah. You're talking about VJ Singh.
VJ Singh, yeah, thank you. I mean, all the old heads who I used to watch growing up were like
VJ Singh, 6 years old, man. He way past.
I know, I'm just saying, but still, though, like they were still out here. It's golf, though. You know how golf is. You can win fucking in 50. Like it's golf. It's a different sport, but it's a young man's game now. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the live golfers. There was 13 live golfers, and that participated in the Masters. Obviously, DeChambeau. Rahm, there was a lot of guys, Cam Smith, a lot of guys played well. They were under par. We had, I think, 4 or 5 guys under par, but not winning it. Remember, a live golfer won it last year, but he wasn't a live golfer at the time in John Rahm. Now he's with the live. But if they don't win or finish top 3 or 4, it's a disappointment for that actual side of things. So, last year they won it. Last year they did well in majors. This year, start off, they have not. So it is what it is. Golf is an individual mind, a psychological game that is hard to manipulate. If you catch yourself down early, mentally it's so hard to come back from, especially in 2 windy-ass days, windy, horrible conditional days, coming off a huge storm in Augusta, Georgia, and bam, now you got to deal with that mentally. So a lot of guys, Justin Johnson, one of the world's greatest, didn't even make the cut, Smitty. He's a 4 Aces Pat's teammate. So people have ups and downs. It's this tournament. That tournament's no joke, and it just is what it is. So Masters, most watched golf tournament, of course. When Tiger's doing well, of course, it's even bigger. But he finishes the worst he's ever done, plus 16. And all ESPN did was show him. They showed this motherfucker at all times. Like Pat and him say, and everyone's going to say this hating and shit. Pat and him grew up together playing against each other all through youth, amateur golf, being from Southern California, both of them. But, like, dog, there's some dudes out there winning the Masters, and this dude just plus 16 is on every shot. They're showing Tiger. He's on the cover of ESPN. He's 11 over going into the day, and they're showing him as if he was in the leaderboard.
Why do you think so?
Because he's Tiger Woods. What do you mean?
Oh, all right, then.
But at some point, yeah, but it's not a good look when you're 16 over and you're being shown as the most. Scotty Scheffler is the world's #1 golfer for a reason, and he doesn't even get any love. Like, to me, it's like, hold up, dog. This guy is now what you used to be, Tiger. We get he's not Tiger. We get he's just not the swagged out Tiger, but Tiger's times are over. Yeah, it's over. Like, let's be honest. His time is done. He has to start thinking about embarrassing his legacy, kind of like a LeBron situation. Not embarrassing, but I'm saying, like, would you want to go out just continuing? Because golf, you can play to 60 if you can walk.
Yeah.
Do you want to go out without ever winning again and just go and just be fucking horrific? Or do you just say, you know what, my legacy's sealed. Let me get my kid going, who they think could be very good. He hasn't won anything either yet, but they think he could be very good for his age. and let's get my son going, get him going on tour. Again, back to LeBron, him and his son. Like,
it's parallel.
At one point, I got to be like, all right, dog, I can't do it. Plus 16 is an embarrassment at the Masters. Like, that's, very, very bad. Obviously, he's still Tiger Woods, of course, but
yeah,
he can't get through 4 rounds, Smitty, not with his condition. He had his ankle pins pulled after all these years for the injury. He had them pulled. Apparently, he moves better. He can do some things. Let's see if he plays another tournament, or is he just going to play the majors like he said and then miss 2 months before the next one? And then, in my opinion, I just don't think Tiger can do it. You can't do it, not with all the self-inflicted wounds that he has given himself. So exactly what I said, too. Self-inflicted wounds. So stop making excuses. He did it himself. Nobody fucking ran him off the road. And nobody cheated on all his wives. So, listen, it is what it is. Tiger is a joke at this point, and he needs to help his kid out. Teach his kid what you fucked up. Teach your kid the greatness of yourself, the great things you've done for this sport, the great things that you are, the best ever, and then teach them how not to be a shitbird. How about that? Like, that is what you should do as a father, because you're only on this earth for so long, Smitty. Like, at some point, you got to say, you know what? I was a shitty person at some point in my life, and I want you not to be that guy.
But we don't know if he's not teaching that. I don't want to go into the parenting side because I don't know what he's teaching this kid. Like, my question for you though is, like, if I'm an all-time great, haven't I earned the right to leave when I want to leave? Like, I mean, Tom Brady still talking about he might come back if the right call happens. Jordan left, then came back. LeBron in year 21. When you're an all-time great, you stand like you on the top. You're the king. So even when I'm not at my best, I have the power to leave when I.
And that's what he's doing. All I'm giving is an opinion. That's what he's doing. He's still playing. He just played yesterday. I'm just saying, my opinion is get the kid going now, because listen, Tiger, you didn't just get old with no injuries and become shitty. You became shitty because of your self-inflicted injuries. You can't do it no more. And I'm just saying, as a fan of golf, watching greatness, dog, I don't want to see the greatest ever to look this bad. It doesn't do anything for sport. Like, it doesn't do anything for the sport to me. It's not. Imagine Kobe out there at 50, and we're just like, come on, man. It's time to go. LeBron's getting that way, and he's still at a highest level. Like, he's still higher level than most players, and he's getting to – we're already bringing his thing up. So,
yeah.
Listen.
I mean, Kobe Bean didn't look good this last year. I ain't going to lie. A lot of people was like, it's hard to watch. But I, as a fan, I appreciated that. But I feel what you're saying with golf. It's just a little different. It is tough to see that. It's like, damn, plus 16. Like you're not even in – but you know what's crazy, though, JB? The novice fan, like, every time he goes out there, though, you just feel like, can we see a flashback of Tiger? And you just don't always say that just because of how great he was at his peak. You just always believe that there's a slight chance he might be feeling good today, and he might go out there and do it. So, I don't know. It's tough to hang it up, man, when you love something so much.
Yeah, I get it. I just you have a living, breathing reason, and a living, breathing extension of yourself to help him be the next best thing. So, Robert Esparza with no picture. Stay in your damn lane, JB. Here's a guy in our show watching us. That's fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to have Keynan Middleton on this week because baseball pitchers, Major League Baseball pitchers, are very pissed off. Not only are the uniforms shitty, they're see-through. You see volunteer. Now the baseballs, they say, are at an all-time low. They're super slippery, waxy. They don't let you do anything. They rotate them all in like new footballs in the Super Bowl. Why Brady's whole Deflategate thing happened. It is a real thing, Smitty. Let me say pause, I guess, before I say it. Balls in any sport not being conducive for success for the person throwing them or shooting them or any of that is a real thing. Quarterbacks don't want to throw a slippery, waxy football. basketball players I've talked to in the NBA do not want to shoot a brand new ball out of the thing. It's hard. It's waxy. It bounces different. I can't imagine a baseball, Smitty, grabbing a baseball, waxy, throwing it at a person. And we're wondering why Major League Baseball pitchers have come out and said there's a reason why we have this many bench clearing fights. There's been more bench clearing fights to start the Major League Baseball season than any other season. And it's because the pitchers are saying, listen, we're not going to be a bitch when we hit you and back down, but we're telling you it's not easy when you crowd the plate, especially if you want to use your strategy and crowd the plate, Smitty.
Right.
And then my strategy is to get you off it, but I have zero control because this ball is so waxy and just feels different. And you know, if the balls feel different, your mind's different, Smitty.
That's contrary to belief.
Like if something's already mental and you're preconceived, if it's a preconceived notion going into that game, oh, fuck, I got to get this waxy ball.
You all thrown off. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So
what do you do?
They don't, Max. They don't use different balls. So what they do is they have balls that they get to select before, and they're already kind of broken into. And if you ever see a baseball being pitched, and I've talked to some guys over the weekend at Pat's house, even Longoria, a couple Major League Baseball players that live up near Pat that come by. Balls used to be broken in. That if you see them being pitched back in the day, they're almost like a yellow. If you look at a ball right now, they're fucking bright white. And I can't wait to ask. We have a goddamn guy that we're going to ask Wednesday, fellas. Okay, he pitches in the major leagues. Okay, he's on our show every week. We're going to talk to him and find out. So we're not going to jump to conclusions and talk out our ass. We're going to ask him what the truth is. That's all.
JB said we have a guy like he plays right now. He's active.
We got a pretty good source. So let's take a break, Smitty. I got to get some coffee. I don't know what's up. I want to restart, but I don't know if I restart my shit, does it blow it out?
Pause. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to stay on, so I don't know. I would say play the commercial, and then when we come back, if you got to restart, I can hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the chat, do my thing, entertain. We can go from there. But right now, let's go commercial break. I'm going to give me a juice. Give me a little granola bar. You get you some coffee, get your breath stinking, and then come back and we'll go from there, JB. Let's stay locked in. Chat, appreciate y'all. Join the Winnable Mob gang. Hit the like button, and when we come back, we got Big Matt Lachezi come back. Are we going to argue today? Who knows? Stay tuned. Yeah.
Peace. I'm like, all right. I got the Herbies following me.
Yeah. They appreciate you. You know, in the world we live in today, there aren't a whole lot of people that are willing to just kind of say it like it is. You know, and you guys have created a platform where you're able to do that. That's what Pat has created as well for himself. So, you know, kudos to you guys for figuring that out.
Nah. I appreciate you coming on, man. Some people think you might be the busiest human on planet Earth, man.
You're everywhere, man.
It's been a crazy fall.
I thought I was a hustler and a grinder, man. And I know everybody out there, man, that has a soft side or whatever they want to say. You're a dog guy like I am. Now you added the dog element to it. Your followers had to have gone through the roof, probably on the female side. I don't know. You know, your wife probably looking at your shit like, hey, man, what's going on here? Females love dogs now. Hey, I got to ask you, man, what started that whole thing?
You know, I think everything going on with Zach this year, I've had dogs my whole life. My first dog that I really, really had was a golden retriever. When I was in 9th or 10th grade, and that dog I had till I was like 30. So I just became a big golden retriever pet owner just because, you know, everybody gets into a certain breed or a certain kind of dog. And for me, having kids and things like that, they just kind of became family members. And so I've had them for, you know, over 30 or 40 years now. And I've always done more than one. I see you have a couple yourself. I just think it's cool when they have a companion, you know, and so I think it helps them out and it keeps them, you know, their spirit up. And so, yeah, I've always been a dog person. This year, I just decided to take Ben out with me, not for the intention of social media or anything like that, but just kind of having my guy with me. And I did it the first time out to Seattle for Oregon, Washington. And these NFL stadiums on Thursday nights. It's funny. I took him on a Thursday night with me because I do the whole week. I leave on Wednesday. I leave today, and then I'm gone till Sunday. So I took him to Thursday, and I brought him into our meeting, a big production meeting in this hotel. And Al Michaels was kind of not a bit. I could tell right away he wasn't a big dog guy. And so Ben just kind of walks around. And when he got over to Al to say hi, Al was just kind of like, so I kind of sensed that, but Al didn't say anything. So I went over and I got him, brought Ben back over. And then after that, the next week, I was like, where's Ben? And I was like, I just thought you didn't want him in the meeting. And he goes, oh, you kidding me? You need to go get him. So I went back up to the room, brought him down. And so from that point on, Al was more intrigued by Ben than anybody. And you know how dogs are, right? Like their personality, they just kind of get around people and kind of do it in their own way. So Al's come full circle on hanging out with him. And so, yeah, I did it that first time. And I just realized how much he impacts everybody that he came in contact with, and just started bringing him every single week from that point on. He's been out on the road with me now, I don't know, like maybe six weeks or so. This is, by the way, if I'm not on the road, this is what he does right here.
I love it.
My feet right now snoring, man. That's what they do. It's unbelievable. My good friend Pat Perez, live golfer. We were at Craig's here in LA one night, and Al walked in, man, and we were chopping it up, hanging out with Al last summer, I want to say, or something. So right before the season started, I think last year. So great dude, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know it's probably been a hell of a experience going from the college world to Al and that NFL legacy, call him the Miracle and all those different legendary stuff. Has that been like a crazy surreal moment?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I was maybe 10 or 11 years old when I sat on my couch like everybody that was alive at that point and watched the United States, and Soviet Union, and all the way throughout his career. I'm a sports junkie like you guys. And so I've watched all his stuff, the Olympics, boxing, obviously NFL, MLB, everything he's done. And I mean, my career, I started with Mike Tirico when Mike was really young. And then I went to Brent Musburger, who was, a guy that, again, our generation, we watched him too. And that was my next play-by-play guy. Then I went to Chris Fowler, who, I obviously had a relationship with doing game day. And then I worked with Al Michaels. Those are the only four guys that I've ever worked with.
Yes. We are back in the building, and our first guest on this Merciless Monday, a Colorado Buff alum, 6'0", 0 to 60, owner, operator, CEO, CFO, COO, whatever OO else we have. Just an ass kicker, gets after it, coaches hard, loves them harder, arguer, debater. But at the end of the day, pause, just a big old lover. Our main man, Big Matt McChesney. Clap it up.
Come here, Matt. Bring it in.
And Matt, we're going to get back to just being straight assholes right out the gate. Fuck it. Okay. I want the Lakers to fucking play your Nuggets game one, day one. Fuck that bullshit playing around we're going to play we want to sit out tomorrow so we can play the Thunder. This is Smitty's take that you and I argued with last week. There is a debate out here, Big Matt, that the Lakers are going to sit their guys tomorrow versus the Pelicans in the 7-8 seed game, which we're going to get some of your picks, by the way, here today for winnable.
Let's do it.
So they can play the Thunder instead of the Nuggets, a team who basically have been a bunch of nobodies for 50 years, who swept the Lakers last year, by the way, Matt. Swept the Lakers. And then beat the shit out of the Lakers on Halloween night this year to start the new season on day one, opening day. And the Lakers have they just don't remember that? Like, you want to avoid the team that swept you, who their head coach came out and said, basically, your organization ain't shit and woo. Why would you? Where is the competitive nature gone? I want to play the Nuggets if I'm Matt McChesney or Jason Brown. I want to play you first. We want to avoid you now?
Or Darnell Smith, by the way.
Hey, Matt, this is the case that Smitty and I debated. This is why I don't like the 9-10 play-in. This is why.
Right. Fuck me, I guess, again.
Your opinion.
I'm just saying, like, why the 9 and 10 is a joke. The 7 and 8 are already in, and guess what? The Lakers play the Nuggets. I mean, the Lakers would play the Thunder, by the way, if it was set like it would have been. 1 through 8.
So who's the playing game tonight or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. It's the Lakers, Pelicans, who they just played last night, 7 and 8, and then the 9 and 10 is against
Warriors and Kings.
Warriors, Kings.
So the Pelicans won last night.
No, the Lakers won.
So the Lakers are the 7.
They're the 8.
They're the 8. And Oklahoma City got the 1, right? I haven't seen the standings.
Yeah, Oklahoma City got the 1. Denver got the 2.
And then
Timberwolves got the 3rd.
Minnesota 3. So,
all right. Look,
before
man,
I give you context, I want to dive into this. I want to show you what Mark Thibodeau said. The Knicks.
Tom Thibodeau.
Coach Thibodeau at the Knicks said, because he played all his guys yesterday, Matt. He played all his guys to get the 2 seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers did not play anybody, and they just said, fuck it. We don't care. We don't want to get the 2 seed. Because if Cleveland would have won, Matt, and played, they could have got the 2 seed. Apparently, nobody wanted the 2 seed because they didn't want to play the 7 seed in the East. So Mark Thibodeau came out, or what's his name?
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck. Thibodeau came out and said this, Matt.
We play. You know, I can't speak for Cleveland. Cleveland does what they think feels best for their organization. We do what we think is best for our organization.
So they said we do what's best for us. We play games. We play all the games. They got the 2 seed, Matt. Cleveland didn't. They didn't want to play. They're guys. So what do you think about this mindset? Because if I know, Matt, I got another opportunity if I lose, then I'm just going to sit out. To me, it's just setting a bad precedent, not only for this league, but for the generation that below it. Like, I just don't get it.
I hate it. I look, you're a professional athlete. You're paid to play. Unless you're hurt, you should be playing. I miss the days of 82 gamers. Like, I miss guys that could play 82 and wanted to. Now, I know this is playing 83 and 84, but that's what it takes to go, be in the playoffs and get in the tournament. So this whole, like, trying to manipulate your seed, I don't think it has any bearing. The good team is going to win in a 7-game series. So I don't give a shit where you're seeded. Like, you could take the Nugs right now, and they could have had a bad year and say, like, Murray and Porter were out all year like they were a couple of years ago when Jokic had to do it by himself. And then they come back, and they're the 7 seed. They're beating the 2 seed, fully healthy, period, because they're better than everybody else. So, look, Denver, even though that, Jokic has been outstanding, I mean, just unfucking believable. Michael Porter Jr. has the most threes in franchise history this year. It allows Jamal Murray to kind of rest his knee when he needs to because he's got a bum fucking wheel and he's always going to have it and they've got to deal with it. And I think they figured out how to deal with it without pissing off the fan base. But he gets a lot of games in, but he misses games when he has to recover. I think that they've also got a really good head coach that doesn't fear for his job every time something bad happens, like everybody else in the NBA, apparently. Like, there's this curse. We talked about this last year, but winning the NBA title is like the fastest way to get fired. If you look back before Michael Malone, because he ain't going fucking nowhere. That guy, he could literally, he might own the franchise by the time it gets done. But look at, like, Nurse and Frank Martin and all these other cats that won titles. They're all fired within a year or two afterwards. Tyronn Lue fired. Like, people just getting canned left and right. So I think that basketball, especially in the NBA where you're playing a 7-game series, it's really, really, really hard. Think about, like, back in the day when Mutombo's Nuggets upset the number 1 seed, the Sonics, but that was only a 3-game series.
I started the show off with that.
Well, that was a 5-game series. So they only had
it was best of 5, yeah.
Yeah, they only win 3 games. So it's different, like a 7-game fucking series is hard. And I understand Oklahoma City wanted the 1 seed. That's big for their young team. But playoff basketball is different. Everything gets ratchet. That's why I like watching it so much. The regular season basketball, I'll watch the opener. I'll watch my Nugs play every now and then. I'll watch a big game on Christmas. But I'm not like pining to go watch, fucking Memphis and Boston or some shit. Who cares? But I'll tell you, when the playoffs start, there's nothing but NBA games on in my house. Like, I can't fucking wait for the playoffs to start. It's awesome. It's the best time of year, other than football, of course.
So tomorrow, give you a little rundown. The Warriors play the Kings again. The winner of that game stays alive, which means they can lose another game and still be in the mix. The 7 and 8 seed, loser gets to play the 9-10. The 7-8 winner is in. So
right now the 6th seed is who? Phoenix.
I believe
it's just the 5. I believe the Clippers. No,
the 6th seed is the Suns. So the top 6 seeds: Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Clippers at 4, Mavs at 5, Suns at 6. Those
and
are
then
locked.
after that, and then the play-in is Pelicans, Lakers.
Yep, and then Kings, Warriors. Yes, sir.
Fuck, man, I can't believe the Kings are in the position they're in. I thought they would be a really good team.
They were so good last year. You remember the playoffs?
They are. Let's not say that they're bad. Let's be real. Look at the West. Look at the West standings. I mean, the fucking 10 seed is 10 games over 500.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true. That's like it's either true parity or everyone's shitty.
You can also too. The Nuggets, I'm sorry, the Warriors and the Lakers since the All-Star game have been the two of the 3 best teams in the NBA.
Exactly. If you're the Curry and the Warriors and legacy is so important, have you done enough for your legacy? If you're LeBron and the Lakers and AD and legacy is so important, especially for LeBron, it's so important for him, and it just keeps getting worse the longer he goes because he's not winning. Why can't you figure out how to play like this before the fucking All-Star break so you can actually get a top seed and then advance in the playoffs correctly? I know that the Lakers went to the Western Conference Finals last year, but then they got swept.
So,
and they're getting swept because they have to go on the road after, if I remember correctly, they went 7 games last year in the second round against whoever the fuck they played.
Warriors.
And they went 6 or 7. Something like it was a hard ass series.
They beat Memphis first round. They beat the Warriors second round.
You got swept.
Nuggets. And then they walked into Denver, and Denver had just beaten Phoenix in 5.
Yep.
On 6, and they were waiting they had 3 or 4 days off, and they were just sitting there waiting for them. And they were competitive games the first 2, but they go back to LA down 2. And then game 3 was a barn burner back and forth, but Denver ends up winning that game. And then you're fucked. You're down 3-0, bro. I mean, I watched LeBron come back from 3-1, and he's the only one that did it.
Here's the poll question.
In the finals, yes.
In the finals.
This is the poll question that we started with, and this is why we want to ask you real quick, because you brought it up. LeBron's legacy. And this is what I brought up with Smitty. Should the Lakers lose tomorrow on purpose to avoid the Nuggets in the first round was our poll question. Here's the thing. It tarnishes LeBron's legacy if he even wants to be considered in this conversation that everyone, we have these debates on social media of every day. ESPN actually started the show, the day off this morning on Get Up when I'm up getting ready for the show because Bailey got sick. So Smitty and I are running it today. And Greeny came on and asked, the Lakers should absolutely sit everybody out tomorrow, lose, and then have a one-shot chance to beat the winner of Golden State and the Kings. By the way, if they were to lose that and not get in the playoffs at all, if you don't think that tarnishes LeBron's legacy, you're out of your mind. Number one. Number two, why would you risk a one-game shot? And you have to play the Kings, by the way. Sabonis owns AD. Yep. So, I don't want to play either one of those teams.
Right. Yeah, and look, this whole let's lose to get out of their way thing. That is not what sports is.
Thank you, Matt.
You don't get to lose to avoid. Okay, so they want to lose to get Oklahoma City, who will beat them anyway because they're the 1 seed and they're super young and just run all over the place. They don't even know that they don't know. So what you're avoiding a sweep to get a 5-game loss? Like, look, there's no avoiding the ass whipping that's coming. You've got two aging stars. You know, everybody looks at LeBron like he's the savior and GOAT. And look, he is a really good basketball player. He's unbelievable. He's a great athlete. He's all this different shit is what LeBron James is. But what he is not is just all winning. He's not all winning. He's not. Let's be real. It's not all about winning with LeBron. It's just not. If it was, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now about losing a game to go play another game. What are we talking about? Just go win the fucking game you have to play right now and get into the playoffs and then go on some magic fucking run and win a title at 40 years old and walk out holding your nuts like this is what I think of all of you because that's what you think of me. That's not LeBron's like makeup. That's not who he is. He's not a killer. He ain't Mamba. He's not MJ. He's not Larry Bird. He's not Magic Johnson. LeBron wants to be friends with everybody. We're in the friendship part of the NBA. It's one of the reasons I have so much respect for Joker because he'd rather be respected than liked. He's not out there yucking it up with everybody. He wants to fuck you up and beat your ass. I think he knows that his window is like 10, 12 years and it's over. Like I don't think Nicole is going to play till he's 42 years old just because of the love of the game. Nah, dog. He wins again this year. He wins again next year. He gets another MVP this year. He just keeps stacking accolades. At some point, he's going to go, okay, bank account, good. I've got 19 racehorses, good. And then back to the Eastern Bloc you go with his family and everything's everything. I mean, and we'll just be in Denver like, fuck, how do we get more of that? So, look, there's mentalities in basketball and on the floor, you can tell who the killer is, just like on the football field. You can tell who the killer is. And the guy who gets the ball at the end of the game and actually wants to kill, that's the guy I want on my team. I'm not saying LeBron isn't a great player. No one's saying that shit. LeBron is incredible. But I don't know, man. I wish that I could see the 2016 version of LeBron James in the finals all the time. Why? That's my thing with Mike is you always got the same guy. It's like the biggest compliment that I can get for myself is like when my guys are like, you're always the same. And I'm like, yeah, high five. Good. Just always an asshole. It's what it is. But
let me ask you, perfect segue to this topic. And I want you to hear this Tom Brady take.
I think the biggest problem with a lot of fucking kids these days, it's all about them. It's all about them, their brand, their social media. And then when it's about me and then not about us, well, there's no way to succeed as a team if all you're doing is thinking about how selfish it is for you to get the attention.
Only reason I showed that is because I was like, ESPN and major platforms pushed this narrative of sitting out, avoiding this team to play this team. Jerry Buss would be rolling over in his fucking grave if he thought his team was going to lay down. The team that Shaquille O'Neal played for and Wilt Chamberlain and Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant, that team, the team that has more MVP Hall of Famers, champions, top 50 players than any other franchise that holds 17 banners up over their arena. That team, to avoid a team, is sickening, dog. And I'm just like, who? Hey, Matt, let me ask you. You and I are ready to go to the Lakers Stadium today, Staples, and we're going to say, hey, Matt, we got this L today. You guys chill out. We got this L. We're going to take this L. We're good.
1, 2, 3, L.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Which is why I said from the start before Matt joined, this is a fun conversation. It's fun to talk about. The networks are going to talk about. It's not happening. The LeBron and AD are going to play tomorrow.
They're going to go play.
They're going to go play, and they're more than likely.
They're going to win.
It's not going to be a guarantee to win. The Pelicans aren't some slouches, but I think the Lakers are going to win the game. They're going to play because, like you said, you can't go out there. It's actually more stupid to go lose and then put your lives on the line to even miss the play. To miss the playoffs. That's stupid. Go out there, win, secure a spot, and then hey, see what happens. It's the playoffs. Who knows? Just get your foot in the door and see what happens. The Miami Heat made it all the way to the damn finals as an 8 seed. So who knows what can happen?
Don't you want the opportunity to right the wrong?
And don't you want the Nuggets, bro? Like, you know firsthand, they were talking so much shit to the Lakers at the end of the
have
year.
been talking shit since the fucking inception of them. We hate the fucking Lakers.
Right.
Everybody in this town hates the Lakers. Like, the Lakers don't hate us yet, but they're getting there. But we fucking hate you. We understand how many titles you have. We understand how many fucking great players are from the Lakers. We get it.
Yeah.
But the Denver Nuggets
I respect you. That's actually how I look at it.
That's good because we've earned that respect being the champs. So finally, the respect is there. That's good. I'd rather you hate me than respect me. But look,
I'm talking about the Nuggets perspective. I think the Nuggets respect the fact that, hey, guess what, dog? We're earning your respect by talking that shit.
Well, they respect the Lakers, and they show it by hating you. How much we hate you, that's how much we respect you. So, I mean, last year the entire parade was about talking shit about the Lakers. Fuck the Heat. You know, the Nugget country knew that we were going to win the title after they beat the Lakers. The Heat had no chance, even though Rantner over there picked them in sixth. Right. I think that the Nuggets just are in a position where they're in a special time in history where they're healthy and they're good and they're just better than everybody else. LeBron is, I think LeBron, when he wants to be, is the most unguardable force on the court. I just don't know how much he wants to be that guy.
He's 40 though, Matt. Too. Can we throw that out? No. That doesn't
care how old he is.
You can say that, but it literally matters for us. LeBron today is not the same LeBron as he was in 2016.
Well, I'm not saying he is, but you can't muster up. Instead of saving it for 4 more years of playing half the games and being just kind of there and being a sideshow. Why don't we just muster up everything you got for one more playoff run and go fucking end on a high note? But like, I agree when all the old heads get around basketball wise and they're like, LeBron's going to have every record. And they sit there and they go, yeah, motherfucker played for long enough. He better have every record. They're not sitting there being like, yeah, that's because he's the best. They're talking shit. So I want to see LeBron, if he's going to be regarded as one of these Mount Rushmore type players, because we sure do forget about a lot of other guys when we talk about him being on the Mount Rushmore, and there's only 4 spots. And like, do we have a 7 Mount Rushmore for centers? Like it's a really hard conversation. My question is, if he wants to be regarded as that guy, in my eyes, moving forward, I need to see him go do it again, bro. Like all these just one-off things, like he's old, then retire. Why, if he's old and he's not at his best, why is he still playing?
Hold on, Matt.
He want to play with his son.
I'm not even a LeBron guy.
So he manipulated an entire organization to draft his kid. So
he's
we're going to
at his best
around and be shitty and not maximize our potential, and he doesn't have to play, so we can bring his kid in so they can have fucking LeBron James and
Smitty, I want you to address Matt before we move on to the football question, but I got to ask you this though. Don't you think the Lakers organization, who's won 17 rings, who are pretty much Mount Rushmore of organizations as far as everything, I think they're one of the biggest brands in the world sports-wise. Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees, Dodgers. I mean, you can Patriots maybe now. I don't know. We can argue, right? Why are we dependent on a 40-year-old man to lead us to the championship? I'm asking because I'm being serious. This is one of the most iconic organizations on planet Earth, and we haven't figured out that we can't go get something else in this whole big picture of things. Like this organization, to be honest, has been pretty bad before this shitty bubble thing, pretty bad for about 10, 12 years, other than a bubble championship and a bunch of we got rid of the whole Pelicans team. Smitty is Lakers, Ingram. Fuck, I mean, look at Kuzma. Kuzma was a pretty good young talent. They got rid of a lot of young talent to get LeBron and make this team what it is.
Jordan Clarkson,
old ass team, and I don't know why we're depending on an old ass player. Albeit, listen, don't just give LeBron. Don't feel bad for LeBron. We gave Kobe the same energy when he was ending his career. We gave these dudes their same energy. It's time to go. It's a young man's time up. I remember Larry Bird retired. I hated it. I was like, oh, man, Larry Bird. Guess what? It was his time, dog. Like, why are we dependent on a 40-year-old in one of the greatest organizations of all time to win?
So it's a lot. So, all right, let me go to you first, and I'm going to try to remember everything that Matt said. I agree with you. We should not be depending on LeBron to lead it. That's why the plan from the jump was the hope that AD was going to eventually take over the reign. That was the plan, at least. LeBron will be able to take a back seat, be the number 2. But we know AD up until this year, because he played 76 games this year. So I don't want to. And the guy played 76 games this season, so I do want to give him his credit only because he is playing next year and he has been balling this year. So I can't just use every other previous season to stop this year. But the plan was for him to be that guy. To this point, he hasn't been that guy. So LeBron hasn't been able to take his foot off the gas pedal, and that's why you're seeing the Lakers continue to be in the bubble, literally. Back to what Matt was saying, though, man, he said a lot, but just because LeBron isn't at his peak form of LeBron doesn't mean you got to retire. We've seen a lot of all-time greats, Tim Duncan. I would even say, I know Dirk had a crazy run in that playoff series, but that to me, that wasn't that entire year wasn't just peak like this the best of Dirk. We see a lot of old heads still be in. Hold on, let me continue. We've seen a lot of old heads stay. We've seen a lot of old heads stay in the game, and when they can still play good, but maybe they're not at their peak. LeBron is still playing at a very high level. He does not at his peak LeBron James level. And for us to let me finish. For us to go in here and say LeBron is 40 years old, why don't you go out there and just have a magical ass run? I mean, what 40-year-old has had a magical run and led the team to win it in basketball?
In basketball,
I know that's my point. So like, I'm not a LeBron, and MJ was with the Wizards, and they didn't do shit. So all I'm saying is, like, I'm not even a LeBron guy, but I'm saying the expectation that we put on him is kind of crazy, though. It's like,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
you know why?
He's supposed to be the best player. That you come with expectation. The expectation.
We didn't do that. We did not do that with a lot of these other grades. When Jordan was on the Wizards, when Jordan was 40 years old, did we say, "Oh, damn, he got to lead the Wizards to the championship this year"? No, we didn't.
But we maybe didn't, but you don't remember that. You were 4. Give me a break.
Okay.
Like, look, well, let's be real. The fucking narrative around Jordan going back to the Wizards is way different than the narrative that's around LeBron going and holding the Lakers hostage. The Lakers can't get any better than the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed because they've got a bunch of guys that don't want to play basketball. They want to they want to get paid to dress up like basketball players. AD got his ring. He doesn't need another one. He's content. That guy's the biggest slappy in basketball. I don't care how many games he played this year. So he heard everybody talking shit about how much of a softie he was. So he decided to play 76 games. Congratulations, dog. You get paid to play basketball. Go play basketball. All I'm saying is LeBron James is special. We know that. No one's saying he's not. I think this expectation that the quote-unquote GOAT shouldn't be at the top of his game because he's old. When he takes care of his body the way he does, he spends God knows how much money, millions of dollars a year on his body. He's constantly taking care of himself. He looks great. He plays hard. He can't do that with a night off in between. If he's playing basketball, he's not fucking storming the beat. He's not storming Normandy. I mean, it's a hard job, but Jesus Christ, it ain't that fucking hard when you're that good. So I mean, come on, man. You're sitting here asking like,
I got to chime in on Smitty's take here. You said the expectation shouldn't be that high as expectation. I disagree. He's $168 million towards the cap. The Lakers can't get nothing else. He is holding that fucking franchise hostage with his money.
Kobe got paid like that his last year too. Kobe got paid that last year too. Lakers pay their stars, bro. That's what it is.
The Lakers have a hard time getting rid of their aging superstars.
That's what they do, though. We know that, JD.
And Kobe carried the brunt, right? He had the big shoulders. He said, "All right, it's me. Go ahead. I'm gonna
hold on. Time out.
Kobe did not play with us last year. Let's keep it.
He did it. We all know that, and the Lakers were trash when he left. That's true.
Kobe.
But Kobe spent his entire career in LA. LeBron came there when he was old. LeBron was old when he got there, guys. And now it's just year after year after year. I'm telling you, Laker fans, if you want to improve, you need to break it down to brass tacks and rebuild like Oklahoma City just did, like Minnesota just did. Go through the draft, find good talent, get talent around it, bam, develop it. The same thing the Nuggets did. All those guys, with the exception of KCP, are homegrown. Like, I'm sorry, going out and trying to just it worked in the bubble when they had 3 months off and then get to go live at Disney World and shit when everyone's locked in their house. But since then, that shit ain't working, and it won't work next year. You could go get Phil Jackson and the fucking triangle bitch to coach the fucking team again, and it won't matter. Period. It won't matter. LeBron and AD, and LeBron basically is holding the team hostage so he can play with his kid, and the entire fucking Laker Nation thinks this is okay.
Smitty, you think it's okay this current way for the Lakers? You're a Laker fan, so I know you're defending who people call the GOAT. You're defending his greatness. You're not defending the Lakers.
Yeah, and JB, like, let's be clear. You know, I'm not even a LeBron guy. I'm just saying there's certain things that we as anti-LeBron people will go at him as like, all right, y'all, we probably reach.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is not a LeBron thing. It's a Laker thing. So are you defending LeBron versus the organization as get better? Because they're not getting better, Smitty. This is it. Like, you got to either cut bait with both AD and LeBron and go young, or get ready to pay this dude and draft his fucking shitty son.
Oh, well, this is a separate conversation. No, I agree. In order for the team to get better and grow, yeah, we gotta make some major moves. Something big has to happen.
What are we doing then? This is a professional. This isn't college. They're not ready to recruit a new class, homie.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying right now. The season's over. Like, there's nothing we do right now today. So I'm saying yes. After this season, whenever this season ends, there needs to be some major moves. There needs to be made if the Lakers want to compete for championships. That's what I'm saying.
He has a no trade.
I'm saying we'll trade AD and get Pete. I'm saying major moves has to happen. I'm not saying it's LeBron being moved.
Stay old with LeBron.
Something has to happen. Is all I'm saying. I don't know what those moves are. That's why I'm not a GM. Neither one of you guys are GM. So we got
to transition to some football real quick before Matt gets out of here. We've been talking all basketball with two old whites and Smitty. I got to ask you real quick. Have you heard Tom Brady news? And what he said on this barbershop podcast with this guy that cuts his hair that's kind of got blown up over the couple of years on TikTok. And I want to get your take on it real quick. And I want to give you some scenarios, having talked to AP and a couple other people. Context to this whole discussion. Tom Brady has ownership in the Raiders now. Legality-wise, Matt and I think we talked about this when he bought part of the Raiders a year ago. The NFL would not let him play as co-owner. Now I believe it has been lifted. I believe he can play now, and he's still dealing with the finite details, but I've heard that he can play as an owner of a franchise, even the same team that he owns. Here's what Tom Brady had to say.
Hey, one day there's a situation, right? Maybe it's the 49ers, maybe, heading to the playoffs. Offense is great.
Patriots,
somebody,
Raiders,
look,
could be, you never know.
God forbid somebody goes down. Would you pick up that phone?
I'm not opposed to it. If they would, I don't know if they're going to let me if I become an owner in an NFL team, but I don't know if, I don't know. I'm always going to be in good shape, always be able to throw the ball. So to come in for a little bit, like MJ coming back, I don't know if they let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
He still wants to play, dog.
First of all, give me your take on, should he, to our point of LeBron that we just talked about. Tom's 6 years older. And to Smitty's defense, in a much more athletically gifted defensive line playing league against bad O-line playing league, I guess we could say, because we can't do so much now. We can't high-low. We can't do certain things. We can't reroute.
You can't high-low.
Thank God. High-lowing's not the answer.
High-low is injuring us.
But I'm saying, though, like, well, it used to be. We used to play football.
It used to be the dirtiest plays of all time is what it's called.
Time out. I played O-line and D-line. I played D-line first, okay? You high-low me, and you are the gutless fucking wonder of the world.
Dirty as fuck. Super dirty.
And then flip it, Matt. Flip it.
I would never high-low a defensive lineman ever.
Thank you.
Okay.
I would never go after someone knees that's engaged ever. That's the fucking worst thing.
I agree. Let me re-verbalize the context.
I'll cut block a motherfucker, but he knows that's coming. I ain't high-lowing anybody. That's no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't mean engage and then a guy drops. We all know, though, Matt, in the offensive line, there's teaching technique that when we can double you and we can go down as we go, and it's not an engagement. It's the D-line's feet are running, but we will cut you like as a combo block.
There's a difference between like a Deuce Quick and cut blocking someone with the knee in front or with their head in front of the knee. That's totally different. That's
all right, I got to way off of my point is Tom Brady can't be hit no more, meaning the quarterback can't be hit. So it goes both ways. It's a softer league, and then it goes both ways. Tom Brady can't get hit. So my question is, can Tom Brady come in the game and fucking throw the football in this league right now and have success?
You put Tom Brady on pretty much any team in the NFL, and they're immediately a playoff team. Immediately. You put him with the Raiders, they're making the playoffs in the AFC West, period. Facts. So, right fucking now, he could walk his old geriatric ass out of that fucking seat with old tattoo face and go do this game and kill it. And fucking, he left the league, leading the league in passing by like 500 yards.
What did his team do though?
His team was shitty, and it wasn't. They couldn't run the ball, and like they didn't have Jensen, and they lost their left tackle. You could come up with all these excuses. Without him on the field, they win 5 games. With him on the field, they won the division. I think that if Tom Brady came back, he would play at a fucking high level, and everybody would want him. And for a year to go, okay, Tom Brady with the Niners last year, you think they lose Super Bowl? No.
I don't know.
No.
Purdy didn't play bad though, so I don't know.
Purdy didn't. I'm not saying he played bad,
Purdy
but I
played good damn near.
Dog, I put a film up 2 days ago, and I'm pretty sure I tagged him. You ugly fuck. And it was the play action shot in the third quarter. Going in, and Deebo Samuel is running open for 30 yards like this. Hand up, like, hey, I'm open. Throw me the fucking ball. Well, that looks like Emmanuel Sanders running wide fucking open on Kansas City saying, hey, I'm open. Throw me the fucking ball. Again, how many times last year did we say San Francisco will get to the edge and they'll lose because they don't have the guy at quarterback? Period. That's going to happen again next year, too. You might as well just go pay Tom Brady for a year. I'm dead serious. Like, they're about to miss their fucking window, and all the perceived Hall of Famers on that roster are not going to have a ring because they ran into Patrick Mahomes and they had Byron Russell. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, dog. These are facts. If the Niners want rings, you better go get an elite player at quarterback. That's the only way you ever won them in the first place.
I want to see what the Raiders try to do. I'm hearing that they've got permission. I've heard 2 things. I've heard that they got permission to try to move up the draft to get Jaden Daniels or a quarterback. And then I've heard that their AP has been in arguments with management on being able to bring in a veteran. So is that veteran Tom Brady? Is that veteran who else is even out there right now? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. I'm trying to figure out what the Raiders do. Are they set with O'Connell? I'm happy. I'm okay with it, but I just don't know if AP is going to settle and not go at least take a shot at something, because we see these organizations and they have to go get a guy that's going to sell tickets. Brady obviously will do that, but do you bring him in the middle of the season? Do you bring him in early?
Now.
I don't know. Because he's not going to go to OTAs. He's not going to go to mandatory.
Okay, fuck OTAs, but in August, in camp, halfway through camp, whatever. I'm just saying, like, Tom, with the exception of when Pollard took his knee out, and that wasn't intentional, he was trying to sack him. I was watching some of that Dynasty documentary the other day. It's actually pretty good.
I heard good things about it. I gotta check it out.
They are cussing their asses off, and they are telling real stories, and they are not pulling punches, talking shit about each other. And, like, I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was in the locker room kind of when I was watching it a little bit. So go watch that shit. It was actually pretty good. Belichick is a really, really, really unhappy champion. That motherfucker's, I mean, Bill Belichick could have a fucking threesome with, like, the hottest chicks on earth, and he'd just sit there and be like, on to Cincinnati. Like, this fucking guy hates everything. Give me a break. So,
that's worse than JB. At least JB a smile every now and then.
Fuck.
Nah, him and I get along perfect.
You hate what he hates
smiles
everything
sometimes.
in a sullen way. You hate everything in a very voiceful way. How do I say?
Hey Matt, I wanna go back into that conversation.
Jason.
I want to go back in our conversations. AD has played 76 games, but he has left 30 of those 76 games for the game with an injury.
They start cracking up at the same time.
And we want to depend on him. We're going to depend on this fucking guy.
I guarantee you, guaranteed, when they play the Nuggets in the first round, game 1 or game 2, he will leave with like poked in the eye, bloody nose, hangnail.
Hold on. Can I actually read off? Can I read off why he's exited games?
Please do this.
Okay, on the 13th, 2 days ago, I knew it. Hey, it actually says my eye and my back.
My eye and my back.
On 4/9,
for 150,000.
6 days ago, guess what? I again. He left for an eye again.
This guy needs some rec specs like Anthony Davis.
Contacts is messing up a little bit.
Okay, so April 7th, April 5th, April 1st, and March 30th and March 27th, he started the game and exited because of a knee issue on all of those games.
All right. That's a little bit
325 was an Achilles. 323 was an Achilles. 321 was an Achilles.
That's serious shit.
How do you leave for an Achilles? I thought an Achilles would be a major injury. How'd you come back the next day? How'd you come back the next day, ironically, and play?
He's pushing through it. He's trying to push through it for all the naysayers.
Hey, the laundry list of shit I'm reading here, he's got Achilles eye, Achilles shoulder, Achilles slash hip, Achilles slash hip. Hit what? He's got ankle, all the way back to December 19th.
And then at the end, just go, boom, Captain Insano.
My eye and my back.
It's how AD is shaped, man. This guy's lanky. He plays like a guard, but he's big, so he falls on the ground. He fucking game.
Now, I know this is probably predating Smitty, but I guarantee you played this. You remember Earthworm Jim?
What?
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking video game, the dude that would run around, grab his own head, snap it off, and hit a motherfucker. That's what AD looks like.
My
he looks
neck
like
and my
Earthworm
back.
Jim.
My neck and my
My neck and my back.
My
eye
eye
and my neck. My
eye
Achilles.
and my ankle.
I mean, I wonder, does the coach walk in every day and go, AD, how salty is your vagina today? And he goes, pretty salty. Pretty salty.
Hey, AD,
the ocean is right down the street, you know.
Hey, AD, are you in today?
Was that too much? Did I say salty vagina?
I'm all right, coach. I think I'll be all right. I could try to go. I don't know. Like, what the fuck are we doing, homie?
As a guy who can't see anything and played left guard and I can't look left and I played left guard forever, I'm really taking offense to Anthony Davis missing all these games.
Thank you.
I think you should go play. If your eyes hurt, bro, put on a patch and go to work. Football players like me.
See, that's the problem.
If we can't see, we play. I don't need to fucking see to play. I do everything by feel.
Hey, as football players, that's why we can never relate to basketball players because we play through the craziest shit.
Craziest shit.
Motherfucker will cut his finger off the play. Motherfucker, like, it don't matter what's going on.
God.
T.O. played with a broken foot in a Super Bowl. Like, we do it whatever.
When I was in NFL Europe, okay, I played for the Frankfurt Digital Buttholes, the Galaxy. It was incredible. Awesome time. But so we're in like the 8th week of the season, and we're really good, and we get a ton of time off. Mike Jones was our head coach, and we would win, and he'd give us like 3 days off, so we'd go just frolic all over Germany and fucking France. It was awesome, right? So we come back, and everybody's a little too hungover, and we're playing in a game, and it's raining like a motherfucker, and they run bootleg, and I like get tossed, and both of my knees hit the ground at the same time, and it spreads. And I popped both my groins off of the top of the bone in my legs, right? And I'm telling you, but 2 days later, when I woke up, I was black and blue from like the middle of my stomach all the way to my kneecaps. Okay. So it was awful. So instead of missing time, does anybody know what DMSO is?
Break it down.
All right. So my parents own a massive horse facility in North Boulder. So 90 acres. We've got tons of horses. Triple Creek Ranch. It's an incredible place. A couple lakes, barns. It's where I grew up. We built it from the ground up. So it's a very special place. But DMSO is like a horse drug that like they take and rub all over the racehorses, and then they take like all the pills and anti-inflammatories and everything that you would give them internally, and they grind them up and they rub them in, and the DMSO absorbs it into the skin and you heal faster. The problem with DMSO is you smell like death. I mean, like anchovy, you smell terrible. Like breath smells terrible. You reek. So like it's hard to say you're not on DMSO. But I'll tell you, I got that shit. I was like, Ma, I need help. So she sent me the DMSO. We were in Germany, so getting other stuff wasn't hard. And I literally was just sitting there, DMSO, rubbing stuff in, saran wrapping shit around my legs, just so I could go play in an NFL Europe championship game. What the fuck was I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
You were being a man.
I love football, goddammit.
Man, you did what
I love football. I want to play. And by the way,
you did what we used to do normally. That's what it was.
That's exactly why my career was so short and I got fucked up so much.
Real quick, let me ask you old heads this real quick though. Kudos to you, man. You a tough SOB. Kudos to you. But at the same time, looking back now that we're a little older, a little bit more mature, some of the shit we did or our teammates did, whatever, like it was some wild shit. Like that story is crazy, Matt. I feel you from a mentality. I feel you, but it's crazy. You put DMSO on the body.
You asked if I regret any of it. Is that what you asked?
Nah, not regret, because I know your answer. I know you don't regret.
No, I would say yes. This is what I regret. I regret trying to party at the same pace that I played at.
Ooh.
Okay. That's what I regret, because I don't really think that any of the injuries were just because of football. They might have been because 3 days earlier we were all at the pub. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, when you're young and you don't, if this is before social media and like, you know, it's just the way it used to be. And I haven't had a drink for 16 years and I'm really proud of it. But I wish that I wouldn't have drank for the 16 years I was playing football. That probably would have been a good thing too. All I'm saying is I wish I would have looked at myself in the mirror sooner in that regard. That's my only real regret. From a playing perspective, I have no regrets, bro.
Right.
Like, I played with a broken leg. I like a fully casted ankle before, hands, fingers. I mean, the spinal stenosis was so bad in my neck. My last contract with the Broncos, I had to sign 9 injury waivers. And if you don't know what an injury waiver is, they sit you down and they go, okay, we want you back on the team. We're going to sign you on a 1-year contract for league minimum. But if you hurt your hands, your ankles, your lower back, your neck, your shoulder, your right knee, whatever, that's like 6 or 7. I can't remember all of them. Shit. If you get knocked out because concussions was on there, you will get nothing. We'll just cut you on the spot. Damn. And then I got ran over by a golf cart and it was over. So shit happens, you know, like when you're signing a 9 deep injury waiver to get a job, it's crazy. Probably time to stop playing.
Hey, real quick before you leave, we got to take a break and get out of here. I want to show you something real quick because it all comes back to this, in my opinion. Out here in California, at probably the best high school in America over the last decade, Modern Day faces them and St. John Bosco. Both have been the number 1 and 2 teams in the country, along with obviously IMG, a couple teams in Florida, a couple good teams in Texas. We've had some great teams in Georgia, Grayson. I recruit all of them, so I get it. But Modern Day has been head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah. This
coach, so Bruce Rollinson has been there 50 years as a legend. Has won more titles in high school than any other coach. All this wins records, high school across America, all these things. He retired last year. They hired a new guy. I don't know who he is. He goes 13-1 and wins the national championship his first year. He was fired 2 days ago.
And what they fire him for? Did he say something harsh?
he wore his hat backwards in games. They didn't like it. And he, I guess, cussed at players and coaches like a coach usually. I think like a coach does. And this is the era. But here's the guy.
Excited about playing 2 weeks from now. And to be honest, we're ready to take on Gorman. And play anyone, anywhere with this team. We're ready to roll. So any takers want to come and play.
Does it look like the team was like back away from him, like, I don't like this coach? Or were they like, fucking, we're going to play Bishop Gorman, the best other team in Vegas, one of the best powerhouse? Like, this is what they do, man. When they let me go and had to deal with all that drama, the players are ready to kill another player over it because he lied about me. Like, what's going on, homie?
Like bringing up what Coach JB said about like when he had his problems and all of it got fucking what do you call it? All of it got dismissed,
overblown or whatever.
Just bullshit. And then he loses his opportunity, and all of his players are stuck there. In 2004 at CU, Barnett got suspended because Katie Knight can't kick, and he said he was a girl. She's a girl and she can't kick. She's horrible. Probably leave out the horrible part in Boulder because everybody got real mad at him for that part. But it's not like he's lying. She's a girl and she couldn't kick and she was terrible. But he got suspended for that. And, like, we didn't think we were going to have a coach. Like, Cabral was our intern. He didn't come back until – Barnett didn't come back till like a week before training camp. I don't know. We were so goddamn angry and salty. People picking us to go 0-12 and, like, Barnett's got a bunch of criminals on his team, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying we weren't a little rough around the edges, but when you take someone's leader away, you can tell by if the team goes, oh, high five, the asshole's gone. That's one thing. But usually everybody rallies around and goes, that's fucked up. That's our guy. He's hard on us because he loves us. It's like we've talked about, I don't know how many times on this show alone I've said this, but football's losing its base. We're appeasing to people that don't play it and don't care. So the fucking Karen that's in the stands that's offended by someone's voice or a fucking hat being backwards or someone said motherfucker or cunt or pussy or bitch or something, and that offends their little sensibilities. Well, this ain't for you. We don't walk into your area in life and tell you how to change. We don't walk into your fucking knitting group and like tell you that we need more motherfuckers and I need you to spike that fucking knit. After you get done knitting that, spike that motherfucking blanket. Like, I'm sorry that you're so, like, I'm sorry that you don't have that kind of passion in your profession or your life. But the longer that we, the football community, conform to the people that don't really like it, and we have to change the way we operate to make sure that one fucking person out of 100, 99 like that, one of them doesn't, and we go with the one that doesn't rather than the 99, that is the fucking lunatics running the asylum, boys. And that, not surprisingly, that's what's happened to a lot of the country and definitely a lot of sports. I mean, give me a fucking break. You're firing the guy who went 13-1 because his hat's backwards and he curses? And now everybody wonders, like, I get this question all the time. Why don't you coach? That's why. Yeah, I'm going to go coach this year for Mount Vista. That's where my kid's going to go, and I'm volunteering. I'd say over-under on me making it through the fucking season is probably, I would say it's plus 10,000.
Don't do it.
I make it through the year. I have to do it, dog. I want to coach and I want to be around my kids, so I'm going to do it. So
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, man. Don't listen to him, man. You got this. You got this, man.
I guarantee you, they've already had parents complain that I'm even there. Like I'm on the field coaching, and they're like, "Oh,
stop, JB, stop,
JB. On the field."
Don't do it.
JB, stop discouraging.
I'm doing it already. You fuck. JB, I'm gonna do it. Don't tell me not to.
Don't do it.
JB, you said one more time, I'm slapping the shot at somebody. Don't say it.
I'm doing it, dog. I ain't gonna slap nobody. Look, if I couldn't do this, I wouldn't have a business. You think people would walk in here and hand me the amount of money they do to sign up?
How much money they be handing you, Matt? Every month.
All right, so do you want me to tell you what it costs?
No, I was messing with you. That's your business. I'm messing with you.
I'm serious. Everything in here is an investment. I don't care. The two brothers I signed up last night, if they're on a flat rate, they come you pay one time for the year. That tells me you're serious and I can actually go do recruiting because I can't do it on a month-to-month basis. Yep. It allows me to actually develop you and get you in the right frame of mind moving forward. If you struggle, it's flat rated, come back and get better. If you do a really good job, don't let the sugar rot your teeth, come back and get better. Let's learn from our mistakes, not lose. Let's not just sit here and try and fucking buy an opportunity. Let's earn it. You know, like Bill Beatenbaugh just texted me 15 minutes ago, like, hey, I'll be there next week. I want to sit down and talk about these players, yada, yada. Well, that's the fucking O-line coach at Oklahoma, for God's sakes. So, like, that's what we're doing here. So, to be completely honest with you, the football world has been beat down from the social media perspective and the media perspective to, like, watch what you say. It's not watch what you say. It's watch what you say around certain people. Watch what you do around certain people. It's not change the behavior. It's not because the behavior isn't wrong and that's the way it's supposed to fucking be.
It's actually how you say
we can't be real. If this person's around, we can't be real. If this social media account is around, we can't be real. And that's fucked up, man. That's not the way this is supposed to go.
It's actually watch how you say it, how you do it. Like
Exactly.
It's not even what no more. It's how. It's like fucking crazy.
It's damn near both in some cases. Damn near what in the how and in the who.
I mean, right here in your comments, right here from Peyton Reamy, Matt, good for you, Matt, but you need to look into what's happening with the baseball coach at Mount Vista right now and what he's dealing with. It's ridiculous. But I can only imagine what the guy's dealing with over there. I mean, it's Highlands Ranch in Colorado and Parker is hobby town, bro. It's too nice and affluent. Everybody likes sports here. They don't need sports here. I grew up in a double wide trailer. I needed football to get the fuck out of the trailer and go to college. It wasn't like, oh, well, if I don't play football, my daddy will pay for school, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need to put that much into it, but I'm pretty good, so I guess I'll take some scholarship from some kid that actually needs it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta get a pick from you tomorrow. Pelicans, Lakers. Who you got? Winnable. Flat picks. Go become a member today. Big man Machetti is gonna give us.
My first pick. Woo!
All right,
I'm gonna go Lakers just because I want them in the first round. So I want the Lakers in the first round for the Nugs. If they win, the Lakers are the 7, right?
Yep.
So if they win, they're the 7, and they get the Nuggets, and they will be in Denver at the end of the week for game 1. And then I can talk shit to you more because you still owe me fucking money and hoodies from last year's sweep. And you're from Indiana. Like, why? I'm asking this question. When were you born?
I was born in 1994.
All right, so 94. So when the Pacers and the Lakers play.
The Pacers and Lakers play. I understand that.
You remember. Just relax. I'm not attacking you. Calm down. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, I remember that.
You remember it. So why, at that point in your fandom at 7 years old, why did you go the LA route rather than the Pacer route? I'm just asking.
Because I love Kobe Bryant.
Yes. And and that's why I went the Bulls route when I was a kid. Yeah. Like, my team I love the Nuggets, but what the fuck? But when I saw Michael Jordan play, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm a Bulls fan. And I've been a Bulls fan my whole life. I still like the Bulls, and they are a shell of themselves. They haven't won shit since he left. So, I wasn't attacking you, dog. Not everything is me going after you. Fuck.
I gotta put my guard up.
Yeah, you better be careful around me. All your whole motherfucker.
Last time I got a random fuck you, I got high load. I didn't know what was happening, so I had to be careful.
All right, I got a little emotional the other day. Okay.
You got Lakers tomorrow, and I need your Golden State Sacramento take.
Oh, I'm going to take Sac. I think that Sacramento's a better team, and that's a huge rivalry. They like each other none too much. I used to be a huge Golden State fan back in the day. I liked them before they got Durant. When they got Durant, I just inherently hate that guy. I don't know why, but it's just what it is. I want to see Sacramento do it because I think Sacramento can beat Oklahoma City, bro. I don't think Golden State can beat Oklahoma City. I think Golden State gets there and gets beat, 4-2. I think Sacramento could go in as the 8th seed and beat the young Oklahoma City squad, and then you could have an 8-1 upset, and that doesn't happen often. I watched Golden State back in the day when I was in college with the old badass fucking dark blue uniforms with the fucking warrior emblem on it. Those were dope. With Byron Davis and those boys, they beat a 1 seed Dallas.
Baron Davis, yeah. Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes.
Yep. Fucking dudes, bro. So yeah, those were some nasty teams back in the day. But when's the last time an 8 beat a 1 in the NBA?
I don't know. Did the Heat? Was the Heat an 8 seed last year? Was the Heat an 8 seed last year?
Yeah, the Heat
seven
the Heat were a 7 after the play-in.
7.
And they beat Milwaukee with the 2.
Yeah.
So do you think the Celtics?
We'll get your Wednesday's picks Wednesday morning because the East plays on Wednesday.
All right, then we'll save the choke Arctic Celtics for Wednesday.
I know you saying we gonna end this way though.
We got the play-in.
That's
first.
the one team you should be scared of as a Nuggets fan.
Well, they're really good, bro.
But Wednesday we got Miami, Philly, and we got Atlanta, Chicago play-ins. So we'll dive into that. All right, Matt. I'll see you Wednesday.
Hey, now you'll see me at 10 a.m. because we're doing our quarterback show today on 0 to 60 with Coach JB and I. So we're going to definitely have some disagreements there. And then tomorrow, Big Smitty's on the show at 10 a.m. to talk about pass rushers, and we'll talk about all-time greats and, all that kind of shit. So definitely get on the show the next 2 days on 0 to 60 on Twitch, on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We really appreciate all of you, and we'll be on at 10 a.m.
I'm coming on your show right after my show. Everybody come from my show. We got 30-some-100 people in here. Come right over to Matt's show because I'm going to cuss him out right away. I'm going to cuss him out right out the gate. Come
right
on
out the fucking gate. And all we're doing is just cussing each other the whole time, and then fuck you, fuck you, fuck you too, fuck you, we're out.
It would be kind of cool though if you did cuss them out for like 15 minutes, for your whole segment. You probably would break the algorithm.
We'll try it then.
Yeah, might as well.
We'll be back in 5 minutes with Jeff Nadu to break down some betting on the NBA, Major League Baseball, and some soccer takes that he has on some football. On. We're going to dive into that. Plus, we're going to show some UFC 300, biggest takeaways from that, how Smitty fared with his picks, and we're going to dive. I don't know why where you going. And then we're going to dive into that. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Damn,
fire.
Sorry. What? Mahomes is white.
No, he's not. All right, listen.
Is that Tomlin or Smitty?
Fuck you guys. Mahomes is half white. We're taking.
Nah, let me tell y'all. Hey, JB, keep it real.
Your game.
JB, keep it real. In the hood, when you mix, what are you?
They say you're black.
All right, stop. They say.
Racist ass Bailey don't have the white fucking graphic in here.
There you go, Bailey. Fuck the white guys.
Nice job. Oh,
look right. This just looks bad.
Look at that.
The old black team doesn't look so bad. The old white team looks awful to me. Like I don't even want to be associated with the white team.
Hey, but hold on, Matt. First of all, start up top here. Those are the coaches. Yeah.
Belichick, Andy Reid.
I got E-Dub secondary. I got E-Dub in the secondary. I got Belichick as my head coach. Andy Reid.
I did 23andMe, okay, and I had 8% Nigerian. So fuck the white team. I'm going over to Schmitty's team.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna put me on the graphic. I'm going to Schmitty's team. Yeah, put me on this motherfucker. Mike McDaniel's white ass is on there. You can take me. I got 23andMe, 8% Nigerian.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, we got Matt, baby. We got Matt, baby.
That's right, baby.
Come to the black delegation, Matt. Come to the delegation.
How you got Mike McDaniel?
He's a brother. Look it up.
He ain't no brother.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he
8%.
is.
He's an 8%er like me.
I got a cousin that's real light skinned. His daddy black. My uncle. They super light skinned. Trust me.
Hey, Big Smitty, is that you or Tomlin? I'm confused.
We all looking like, don't we, JB? We all looking like. So hold on, my lineup is crazy, man. I got Mahomes starting at quarterback, of course.
Mahomes is white.
I got Jonathan Taylor, healthy Jonathan Taylor at running back.
We got the list or no?
I got on my phone. The wide receivers are crazy.
How about Amon-Ra St. Brown and his brother? Their mom's white. She's German. Shit.
Nah, they brothers. They brothers.
German white.
They brothers, man. They brothers.
With the white German mom, he's still black.
You got to ask yourself this, and this shit's it's just being real. If they got pulled over by the cops, what are they gonna think?
That's not fair.
I'm just saying. That's how you got to play it. They brothers.
So that's the determiner. If you get pulled over by the cops, that's where you decide if you're a white or a black guy.
What are the fans gonna say when they pull you over?
Oh, okay. So I have a 96 Impala SS, bitch. Woo! Real clean. Every time I get pulled over in it, I roll the window down and the cop goes, oh, I didn't expect to see you. And I'm like, oh, you racist fuck. It's happened like 5 times. I swear to God.
All right, so CMC is the only white running back anyway, so he's going to have to play corner also.
Well, he can play both ways. I watched him do it in high school out here. He's bad.
Fucking Travis Hunter.
He's going to play both ways.
I love how Mendenhall is like, yeah, all the white guys suck except for that one running back white guy. He's pretty fucking good. He's not. He's
backup running back is Juchek. The backup running back is going to be Usage. What's his name?
Juchek.
He'll be the backup. He'll be the backup.
He's a fullback.
All right. It don't matter. He's the backup, Smitty. Just stay to your lane.
We got a white fullback. He just scored up the other day.
I know. Wide receivers. We got Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Nakua is ours. And
no.
Tight end.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Andrews and Kelsey.
I don't like this rule, dog.
I'm not giving y'all Nakua. I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean you can't do it?
I can't give you Nakua.
You don't get the choose. You're not. You don't get the fucking. You don't get
Chat. Is Puka Nakua white or black?
You're not allowing it, motherfucker. You got Mike McDaniel. Shut the fuck up.
He's literally black though. Like he's literally black. Like his daddy black. Like he a brother.
McDaniel wore some hoop earrings once. I know that motherfucker's black.
Motherfucker McDaniel's more cracker than my motherfucking pale ass.
He's way darker than you.
He ain't darker than me. He's not darker than Nakua.
Nakua, that's what I'm saying. Nakua one of us.
He's Polly. He's
Man,
ours.
keep going.
Nakua is white. Ask him, he'll tell you.
Polly's not white. Ask the chat, but keep going.
He's white.
All right. So Matt,
yes.
we just took 5 linemen plus an Uso. So we moved. I took Lane Johnson.
So we get the Usos.
We get
So the white guys get the Pollies.
Yeah.
No.
We are back in the building. And it's the Coach AB show with Jeff Nadu. Smitty is no longer the co-host on this show. Jeff Nadu has now moved into that role. Just a sudden announcement. I just wanted to do it, Jeff. Fuck it. I just wanted to do it, make the announcement. Smitty's done. Blackballed, literally and figuratively. Racist show. What up, Jeff? How many beers did you consume over the weekend?
Maybe 10. Maybe 10.
10. That's it.
Yeah. Not that.
We have a new special guest joining us, Big Smitty. He's no longer the co-host.
I was hoping he wasn't here today.
Joining the show.
Wow. So this is a racist show. It's verified now. We know for sure. Jeff didn't want me on here because you know why. JB joined early, stopped the commercial early to make sure I couldn't be on. So shout out to y'all, man. What's going on?
Nothing really.
Y'all ain't talking about nothing. I'm about to go back and do what I was doing.
Hey Jeff.
There you go, Roy. Free Big Smitty.
We don't have Bailey today, Jeff. He's a little under the weather, so I'm having to run the show, carry the show, of course, again as usual. So it's interesting.
Smitty just shows up and does the show.
Hey, it's your show, JB.
Hey, I gotta figure something. Jeff posted a tweet that I just want to talk about real quick.
While you looking for the tweet, man, let me catch up with my guy Jeff, man, because I just jumped on. Jeff, how was the weekend, man? What did you do? Tell me the highs and look. Give me one pro, one con of your weekend.
I really didn't do too much. I mean, I did my normal Saturday stuff. Created a YouTube video, did that, went out. Not really. I didn't do much. I mean, now that basketball's over, my life is a lot less busy.
What's the key to really building up like your brand from your perspective? Because you are someone who has done it on multiple levels. Even when YouTube took down your page for a little while, you had built up another page pretty seamlessly and quickly. Like, what would you say are like some of the main keys of just doing that?
You have to keep posting, man. You have to, like, on YouTube, you have to, like, you used to do the show every day. You got to do it every day, right? You can't stop. People get tired of it if it doesn't have success for the first week or two. TikTok, I mean, you just got to keep posting. And you got to do stuff in the thought of, what would I watch if I like this sort of thing? And you have to get people to want to come in and watch it and click on it. So, content that's interesting. I've had a lot of videos that popped off on there just because of people find it interesting. I would just say keep doing stuff. You just got to keep cranking content out. You can't stop doing it because maybe it doesn't get success for like a week or two or a month.
No, respect that, man. That's real. That's real.
All right. Can I come back?
Please do. I mean, I'm carrying the show as usual.
So Jeff commented on a video that I saw over the weekend. I just had to make sure she wasn't affiliated with your network. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I can show this.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, what is this? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I'm nervous too because I kind of can see. Okay. Go ahead and go.
Oh, okay.
She got some big ass nipples.
I think it's like I don't think those are.
You think those are?
I think it's like a.
What they call it? They call it Smitty art. They call it.
This is the co-host. She got a new podcast out with Jordy. They co-host together, and they're going to talk about this topic.
You didn't have to say it.
It's out. It's the world knows. They got a new topic. They're going to talk about this on the next show. It's called nipple covers.
Yeah,
nipple
pasties.
Pasties. Yep.
All right. So look, Jeff made a comment like, "Wow, bad. Bad." And she is beautiful. She's a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Here's the thing. I said she's a joke, and then Jeff made a thing with like cards or something, playing cards or something. Jeff, you don't know the issue. That's why I said she's a joke.
The thing is, I want to make this very clear. I'm not the biggest fan of either of those chicks. I don't think they're talented. I don't like them personally. I think they're lame. But she's beautiful. Like, she's a beautiful woman. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. And I don't agree. I don't disagree. But she came at me personally, so that's why we have a beef.
Oh,
so that's all I said.
Okay.
I did.
I don't know that.
I wanted to be like. I wanted to be. I just wanted to be like petty. Was it petty?
Yeah, you're very.
I want to be petty. I want to be petty. Smitty, sometimes you can be petty, Smitty.
I hear you.
Smitty, you're petty every 5 minutes on this show.
You think so? I think I'm funny. I think it's a difference.
No, you petty and then you act like you're funny. So
what did she say about you?
Shit. You can find it on
It's
Twitter.
like 4 years ago. JB don't forget. He holds on to grudges.
It's more Joy Taylor. I think she's
Jeff.
Sorry.
Jeff, she works with Smitty.
Lord Jesus, y'all are crazy.
Well, I think you suck too, baby. So that doesn't matter.
Y'all are insane.
I don't pay him yet. Hey, I got to ask you something. This is the world of football, Jeff, and I want you to listen to this. And this is why people are asking me every day, why? He's an idiot for leaving. I want to show you something.
That's the question, right? I think everybody is wondering that, well, why are you here?
I just want to coach football. I think in this day and age, things are changing. And I coach our quarterbacks in our bowl game. And I hadn't been in a meeting room. I, as a head coach, are in a meeting room all the time, but you're in and out. But I hadn't been in a meeting room on a consistent basis since 2008 when I was an assistant.
He said he just wants to coach football, Jeff. This is the landscape. This is why you've seen basketball coaches leave, football coaches take a lesser role. Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh, I'm out of here. Whether it was an elevated position in the NFL or just retire, this is the current landscape. Are you surprised at all that Hurley turned down $100 million to go to Kentucky? And are you surprised at all that this is happening more and more often?
It's interesting. I consider myself someone I follow a lot that goes on in college football. For whatever reason, I miss Chip Kelly being hired by Ohio State. Maybe I'm crazy.
I kind of forgot. I knew he left for a coordinator position, but I forgot it was Ohio State too. For whatever, I did too.
I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. But that was a funny question to ask him. Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Well, here's why. Because he's a Power 5 head coach, and you just say fuck it out.
Right. No, listen. I think there are people like Hurley. I think realizes that I have a great life here where I am. I've won at the highest level 2 years in a row. I am the class of college basketball, and I think we're seeing the moving of the success, right? I mean, it's not just Kentucky. Kentucky hasn't been successful in a long time. I don't think it's the same job that it used to be, and I think people are just kind of realizing, hey, maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I'm good where I am, and I think in your case, JB, you mentioned the big time coaches. I think they're just tired of the rat race, the NIL stuff, having to constantly deal with some of these young kids today. They're totally different. You know, and I think he's just a football purist, Chip Kelly. He just wants to have, you know, a job somewhere.
We started to show off about NIL and shit like that because I got a DM from a quarterback's parents who was leaving a Power 5 school, a big Power 5 school, and we different perspective on it. We started the show with basically they're saying the parents told me that they're one of my people. I know them. They're like, JB, we hate to fucking be entering this portal thing, but he's like, unless you're getting paid, you're not ever gonna play. And the parents were breaking it down to me, and I'm like, different perspective. It's very interesting. The collectives, Jeff, want a return on their investment. And if you're not in the field and they're paying you, then you leave and go to a new school. They've wasted however much money. That's even a bigger story that's not being talked about every day in this transfer portal era. Like, that's why people are transferring now, too. So it's like, it's so screwed up. I don't know if we'll ever be able to.
Yeah, listen, I hate the whole NIL thing. I think it sucks. I want to go back to the way it used to be. We have to remember, kids that went to college, what were they getting that every other kid wasn't? A free education. Most kids had to pay for college. Darnell, do you pay for college?
No, I did.
You don't?
No, I did not pay for college.
You got a scholarship, right?
I got full ride, yeah.
Right. So let's just say the kid that sits next to you in your first class on the day, he had to pay for college. Likely, right? Most people do. You were getting something that most people weren't, and that should be enough, right? I just don't like change personally. I like how college runs. But why?
I can't give you that because there's a lot of nuances to that. And I don't know. I mean, we could probably spend the whole show on it, but like, because I am a student athlete, you can say it's not a job, but it is a job. It's a full-time job at that. I'm getting up in the morning, workouts, breakfast check, class, weights, practice, etc. Meaning that I can't go get an actual job while I'm there. I literally can't. And and at the time I wasn't even allowed to do so. So you gotta think about, I got a scholarship, but what about everything else that happens that you need in life? Clothes, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, shoes, etc. And a lot of these student athletes don't get the full Pell Grant. I was blessed to get a full Pell Grant. Thank God I got it. My mom, I grew up super dirt poor. So I got the full Pell Grant, and that helped me survive. So a lot of kids that their mom made a little too much money to get the Pell Grant, and she's a single mom with 3 kids. And although their mom makes more money than my mom, because she has more expenses, it all comes out the same way. Meaning that I had tons of teammates who didn't get any financial help by the government at all. And they're struggling on campus in terms of trying to get extra food and snacks and socks and just the normal stuff for day-to-day life. And there was times where kids were literally out there struggling, and we can't work because our job is a sport. So there was time. It's more than a scholarship when you're living on those college campuses for 4 to 5 to even 6 years on campus. So that's why. And then on top of that, we talk about this all the time. NCAA is making tons of money off the backs of players. So if I'm a star player, especially for a school, and you're selling my jersey and fans are coming out to see me play, it just doesn't make sense for you to make all this damn money and I'm supposed to just sit here and just accept it. No. So I like the NIL. I just think there needs to be some type of structure around it, number one. And number two, they need to remove the transfer portal. The transfer portal needs to go back to the way it used to be, I think. If that happens, then it should fix everything.
There's a lot of things that they need to fix with it. Let's remember, though, before NIL, college sports was way better. That's one thing we can agree on.
Well, it used to be pay me under the table, Jeff. That's how it used to be, and it should be.
Right.
Hey, real quick, Jeff, you're in tune to a lot of these little things. I know we're not going to go full-blown to conspiracy, but obviously big news has been all over TikTok, been all over everything, and I don't know if Smitty's got to see this or not. Supposedly there's a rare anomaly the size of Texas floating through our waters. Nobody knows what it is.
I've heard about this.
Apparently it's causing 60-foot waves on the East Coast right now. They've put in a flood warning. I just saw it on CNN. And then they come out and say, oh, no, this anomaly was just a freak. It was a technical glitch on our system. But everyone's made it go viral. If Smitty hasn't seen it, here's what it is.
I ain't seen it.
That blob in red down there, Smitty, is moving from Antarctica up along Africa. Now, it's on our eastern seaboard. moving, Smitty. It's apparently almost 3,000 miles wide and 2,000 miles long.
What?
And it's caused 80-foot waves and 60-foot waves apparently are hitting the eastern seaboard, but it's just a technical glitch according to our weather systems. But here's the funny thing. I want to bring this up, Jeff. As of 3 minutes ago, apparently all our weather satellites on continental U.S. are down.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Just happened. And now I just got a thing saying all the satellites are back up. So it was a National Weather Service radars, not satellites. Radars are experiencing a widespread shutdown event. So all this shit's happening out there. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Gene says, I'm on the coast, no waves, just letting y'all know. So, like, why is there a flood warning put in on the eastern seaboard, Gene? Do you know anything about that? I'm curious.
Joe Accord said it was a glitch. It's radars.
Joe Accord said it's a glitch?
Yeah.
So the blob is a glitch too?
That's what he's saying. He's the weather guy. I got to step back on this one.
You know, it's interesting too that I mean, I don't know how many people read the Bible. I think it's interesting, but in Isaiah 27, this is essentially like a serpent that is an enemy supposedly of Israel, and God, gets rid of it to save everyone, essentially. And this is also mentioned in the book of Job, the book of Psalms. There's this Leviathan, as it's called. It's like a serpent, like a sea serpent. So
like the Kraken.
Right. Now, you see this stuff on TikTok. You see there's a lot of these conspiracy theory TikTok accounts, and a lot of it I don't do much with it, but this is interesting. I don't know what it is. It's something. That's a huge serpent.
If that's a serpent, let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our head between our legs and kiss our ass goodbye. That's what we're gonna do, Smitty.
Well, let me ask you though, don't you find it interesting that this is a big thing now, and Israel is at war with an enemy or going to war with an enemy? It is all interesting in Scripture how that kind of connects.
It's unbelievable that we're going to butt into another war and possibly we're on the precipice of starting another world war. It just blows my mind. Only way I could think of is Biden has to start a war so there's no election, because there won't be an election if we're sitting in a war. And I'm just saying, is this his out? Is this his out?
Won't it be nice when we are past the Biden-Trump nonsense? Like when Trump can't run anymore, it's just like, maybe we have some sort of normalcy again, right? Like where you don't have to worry. He's just like annoying.
It feels like reality TV right now, don't it? Like America's reality TV show season 4. It's like, what's the hell's going on?
It's never ending.
Jeff, to me though, it's like this is the book. Like they're writing the book. Like it makes like I don't believe it's Trump. I don't believe it's Biden. I believe they're puppets in the show, and the puppet master is the people we don't know. They're running this whole thing. They're telling Biden to do this. They're telling Israel and Iran to do this. Like, to me, that's how I look at it. I just don't see. We are so much in debt, but we can pay $50 billion to another country. We can give aid to another country. We can help out another country. And if any of those things happen to us going there, we would be shot on the spot.
But we don't actually help countries that are actually going through like really bad shit right now.
Yeah, we don't help Somalia.
There are countries in Africa that are literally in civil war.
Somalia,
Haiti is a hellscape, right? Somalia, the Myanmar, all these countries they've been at civil wars for years. The Congo is literally going to a genocide. We do nothing about that. We only worry about the big oil-rich countries in the Middle East and places like Ukraine. We don't actually help countries that are actually in problem spots.
We don't know what to believe anymore. That's my point, I guess.
Oh yeah, no one believes anything.
Never did, really.
Yeah, I don't believe it. It's just crazy, and I just don't know what we're gonna do. Inflation's already at all-time high. I mean, let me ask you something though on this conspiracy thing. I got to sit down with some very prominent people over the past week, chilling, and they brought up a good point. One of his guys was a professor at MIT, and I got to meet him. And he brought up a very interesting point. I said, let me save this for Jeff and Smitty because we get into intellectual, deep conversations on this show. I got to ask you guys. So we had a supposedly NASA put a man on the moon, supposedly. Now, we haven't been back since the 60s, apparently. And this guy brought up a point, and I got to ask you, and maybe nobody else thought of this because he opened my eyes. Let me ask you something. Why didn't we have a man on the moon since we launched and put people in space every day, apparently? We send guys to fucking Mars, apparently. We've yet to really see any proof. But why wasn't a man or something on the moon in this age and technology for the eclipse? Why did we have a motherfucker on the moon for the eclipse? Wouldn't that have been pretty fucking sweet? Wouldn't that have been great?
Well, they probably would have died, though, being that close to the sun, right? How's that work?
No, it's not close to the sun, Smitty. It just crosses the fucking path and shuts it off. It's not on the sun, Smitty. So, like, wouldn't you have had a machine or something on the moon to show that eclipse happen live time if we were so technologically advanced? I'm trying to figure out, why haven't we been back? And why hasn't anyone talked about the fact that it could have all been bullshit that we went to the moon in the first place?
Yeah, I never realized or believed that we actually went to the moon. I don't have any fact to back that up, but it does seem odd that we did it once, 60 years ago, and we've never done it since.
Like, what was it? Just a green screen, Smitty?
I think it's probably a green. I ain't no telling. I guess my question is, why do we even care that much? So what I mean by that, like, let's say we didn't make it. Okay. It's just like it's a nut. It's like dropping our balls. Like
I think the other way, because the Russian cosmonauts also supposedly said they went first, and guess what? We haven't heard about Russia going to the moon ever since either.
I think we both lying.
This is the thing. You think that way, I think the other way. The government's lying to us, Smitty. Little by little, we got to look at it in a bigger macro picture here. Like, wait up. What if they're lying to us about fucking everything? What if we can't even leave the permesphere out and get past fucking 10,000 feet? How do we know we can even get through that? Like, what are we ever in a bubble? What if it's the Truman, the movie with fucking, what's his name? What if that's real?
but what? Okay, let's say all that's true, JB. What you about to do? What you gonna change with your life to fucking get out the bubble? What you about to do?
What I'm gonna do though?
Good.
I know what I'm gonna do.
What?
I'm not gonna pay taxes ever again. Fuck them.
And you're going to be in jail the rest of your life.
Hey, Smitty, I'm going to start my stance, Jeff. Fuck it. Let's not pay taxes. We're paying taxes upon taxes upon taxes. It's unbelievable, Smitty.
Well, listen, I want to make it clear. You said that, not us. You said that. Number two, I didn't want to point this out. You guys ever, I do because I think it's interesting. Like, have we looked into war and, how insane it really is? Like, how many wars we've been in, how many people have died, what wars actually mattered since World War II? None. None. Literally none. In 80 years we've been in wars and nothing has changed. Nothing.
That's my point, Jeff. Like, nothing changes. It's all for it's all for a bigger thing. Like, it's about money and it's like, dog, I'm so tired of hearing it's respect or it's this. It's not respect. Stop. It's power.
Right.
Let me get this real quick.
Somebody said no wars during Trump.
We were in other countries, though.
I'm trying to get this down real quick. I'm trying to show you something real quick. I want to show.
What's going on, chat, man? Talk to me, man. Hey, D. Jones, players mess up. Players mess up, D. Jones.
Why? What'd you do?
Nah, he's joking about the moon being closer to the sun, whatever.
Let me see.
The little line said earlier. But I don't know, man. I just feel like control what you can control, man. Because we ain't gonna never know all the answers. It wasn't meant for us to know, so we never will know. I think get your money.
Why not?
Get your money. Live life the right way, the best way you can. Treat others the right way. And try to give back to this earth what you can.
Pay an absorbent amount of money. You don't think you deserve to know what you're paying for?
Yeah, you deserve to know, but I'm saying there's nothing we can do to figure out the real answers. There's no way you can figure out, JB. There's nothing you can do. We're not in the position of power to even ever get close to figuring out that answer. And I think people who do got power still don't know the answer. So I'm saying, like, I think it's so above us that it's just a waste of time to try to like figure out what that is. It's all
You can leave. You
can cut out. You can leave.
That's my long-term goal.
But I think JB thinks that it's a higher power or family or whatever controlling everything, not just America. That
might be true. Well, I don't, and maybe in America, but I just don't want to be a target anymore. I just want to go somewhere else. Not worry about what's going on here. There's beautiful places everywhere.
Where we going, Jeff? Let me know where we going.
Man, probably Italy, southern Italy, maybe.
Trying to go to Italy?
Yeah.
Italy's getting destroyed by immigrants right now.
What's the next option?
Nothing.
Costa Rica, possibly.
Okay, there we go. Let's go to Costa Rica. It's more of it's a vibe. It's island. It's good. You know what I mean?
Beautiful, safe.
God damn it, Bailey, better get fucking healthy real quick. I'll tell you that much.
JB's hilarious. Don't worry about JB. Whatever's going on.
Another place to be really good, like Western Africa. It's like Senegal, places like that.
Beautiful. There's animals everywhere. That's the only thing. Like,
I'll tell you what, man. And I've said this on record. Okay, I have a girl I date. She's from Guinea, which is in Western Africa.
Mm-hmm.
The women in Western Africa, fucking beautiful, man.
You put a tweet out. Speaking of tweets that Jeff put out, you put a tweet out last Friday. I think I said to JB, I was laughing, and it was I think I might have responded to it. It's on Twitter, and it was like a fit black woman, and you quote retweeted you said, "God, I love black women."
Yeah, so. No, but it's more like, as far as black women are concerned, and if you've ever dated a real African chick from Western, they're the best, bro. They're just old school. They don't have all this fucking surgeries, and they're
natural.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And there's just something, if you're a white dude with black girls, you're just a different level of white dude. Okay. You feel me? You have that.
Your status a little higher.
You have that vibe, But no, black women, yeah, amazing. God level tears. As DJ says, yeah.
Trust me, I know. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. But West Africa,
it's a little different.
Just Africa too, really.
Just Africa in general. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Eric Rivera said Mexican too. He said Mexican women are
Mexican. Oh, yeah. That's a top 5. Absolutely.
I know who's good. Short, fat, skinny, tall. I fuck them all.
Big Jeff, did you watch the UFC 300 at all? Did you put any money on it? Give us your overall view.
I only had one loser. Jalen Walker was the only loser I had. I had to get Holloway. He fucked Justin Gaethje up.
Yes, he beat his ass. Oh my God, might be the knockout of the year. Some people are calling it the best knockout of all time, considering the magnitude of the fight, the level. Because again, people who watch UFC, they know Justin Gaethje is he's that guy. He's a dog. So for Holloway to knock him out and did it right as the clock struck 0 at the end of the round. Come on, man. And respect to Gaethje though too. He didn't back down. He got his nose broken in the very first round from a nasty kick from Holloway. Couldn't breathe right the rest of the fight. Stayed strong throughout. Even though he was getting his ass kicked, he kept going. And at the end of the round, Holloway said, "Meet me right here in the middle of the round, last 10 seconds." And they went at it. I think as a man, you got to just respect that. You ain't gonna always win, but he went out on the shield. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that.
You can't talk shit on any of them guys, man. They're all fucking warriors. And I told you all Sarukin was going to beat Charles Oliveira. He did. I had one loser the whole card. It was a great card. Those guys are warriors, man. And the women too. I mean, they're warriors as well.
Zhang, they went out. The two, it was the first ever, I think, two Chinese people a battle, whatever, for a championship. It was the first time ever. In the first round, she choked her ass out, Jeff. The round, but she didn't tap. So the round ended for all people who didn't watch it. This girl choked out another girl. The round ended, and the girl got up wobbly, got her breath back, and ended up finishing out the fight. I said, "This is you're a different type of animal."
You can't call people that lose fights in those. They're not anyone that fights.
Not soft at all.
No,
hey
it's
Smitty,
what you're doing. It's
hey Smitty, break down the other thing that I saw you and Bailey talking about over the weekend when I was in Arizona. A made-up human fought also. And I guess it was reverse roles this time. I saw you commenting about it with Bailey.
Hold on, when? Let me see.
God damn, Smitty don't even know. He just talking to talks, Jeff. Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing here? We even trying here? A UFC female fought a made-up human, and apparently, and you mentioned, and it was like, oh, reverse roles this time because he got his ass whooped.
This wasn't no real. This one on UFC 300 type of call. I'm trying to scroll back and look see what you're talking about.
It was a fight between a made-up human and a real person, I guess.
I don't know where this fight is at, JB. I'm sorry for my memory.
You guys had a whole fucking conversation about it. I'm watching the text.
I'm in the chat right now, scrolling up, looking for what you're talking about.
Yeah, reverse of roles.
Yeah,
you said reverse of roles, finally about time, funny. God damn. How do you not know that a made-up human fought in a UFC event and lost? And you said reverse of roles about time.
In a UFC event. I swear to God, man, my memory is crazy.
It wasn't 300. It was just a UFC event, I guess. Is it Kayla Harrison? Keith, don't give me no fake shit, Keith.
No, he's trying to be funny. Kayla Harrison's a woman.
All right, Jeff, since I did all this work, Jeff, I got to show you this to talk to Smitty about why we can't just take the government's word.
UFC would never do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't a real sanction deal. Let me show you this, Smitty.
From fighting a revolution over a 2% tax on a breakfast beverage to what we pay today. And we're taxed on money when we receive it, when we spend it, when we keep it, when we invest it, and even when we die with it. It gets worse. We commute to work to make that money in a car that is taxed again to register on roads we're already taxed to build, fueled by gas that is taxed even further, and many times through tolls that tax you again. And that's to maintain bridges and highways and tunnels that already have billions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, allocated to them, and they're still falling apart. And then when you get to your office that is taxed to exist, in a corporation that is also taxed to do business, that almost certainly requires permits and other things, which are another tax, you are paid a paycheck that the corporation must match another payroll tax on top of what they have to pay you. Then you go to a home of which you are taxed to own every single year that we bought with money that the government already taxed us on. Oh, by the way, the more money you make and the more you pay in taxes warrants the government taking more and even higher percentages of your money. Now, if you're angry, hold that thought. Our federal tax code is 2,600 pages, 400 pages longer than the unabridged version of the Webster Dictionary. But if you read that tax law cover to cover and you did your taxes solely based on that, you'd probably go to jail. Why? Because that does not include the over 9,000 pages of additional IRS regulations that were never passed into law, but rather written by some bureaucrat sitting in his office that we still have to abide by. Congress never passed that.
That's why. And then Mark Cuban comes out yesterday and says, the slap in the face to me is unbelievable. He came out, and I don't care who you vote for. I don't really give a fuck. I don't judge you. I don't know Mark Cuban. But Mark Cuban came out, I'm voting for Biden again and all that. But he came out yesterday and tweeted out, I am wiring today $288 million to the IRS because America's been great to me. And I'm sitting there like, imagine saying that to all these middle-aged people struggling to buy fucking bread right now, that you're happy to pay $288 million. Good for you, Mark Cuban. Good job. But the billionaires in this country are flourishing and the fucking middle class is struggling at an all-time high. And then this guy says that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. I literally cannot stand Mark Cuban anymore for a lot of
what I will say, and I think this is also something that I'll go against what you're saying. We also live in a country where you have the ability to do whatever it is you want to do. You're not, no one's holding your hand and saying, hey, you can't do that. You know, get out there and make it fucking happen. You know, that's how I always look at it. I mean, Mark Cuban built his fortune. He deserves to say what he wants, you know, and if you're not making what you want, Do something about it. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You have to look in the mirror and admit that, you know?
Yeah.
Don't blame, you ever notice, and I'm just going to be real, these people that complain, want to complain all the time, it's always everybody else's fault but theirs.
Yeah.
We don't live in, like we just talked about, we don't live in China or some oppressive country, some totalitarian government. We can't do what we want to do. You still do what you want to do. This right here, this can make you a good amount of money if you use it correctly. I mean,
I agree and disagree.
We live in a new world.
Things going on that you can't control either when they control everything you do. To that guy's point, like, I mean, it is what it is. There's a lot of situations that people are put in now that have to fight from the bottom on the way up. If you look at a lot of the things, we talk about nepotism on the show all the time. Smitty and I argue about all the time. The people that are big in this country are all either represented by the same person, they're in the same circle, they've benefited off of somebody's daddy being somebody big, and that's why they're now owner and operator of XYZ company or XYZ show, podcast, business. It's not like there's a lot of guys came from the mud and have earned their stripes and moved right up. And I've been doing research on this shit, Jeff. It's hard to find a nobody. It's hard to find. Mark Cuban was a nobody at Indiana University in a dorm, and I give him a lot of credit for what he did and started. The same with Zuckerberg, even though he's a shitbird. He started a company. Did he steal it? Did he steal it from somebody? Maybe. I don't know. But that's the American way, right? Fucking piggyback off someone, steal the shit. And guess what? Make billions of dollars in doing it. Like, apparently that is the American way, but we're fucking fighting a lot of other shit right now. I'm just telling you, right now as we speak, Jeff, Chicago, O'Hare International, one of the most traveled airports in the world, right there with LAX and Atlanta, is shut down, and you have to get out of your vehicle, walk a mile to the airport terminal because protesters have it shut down. We're in fucking America. And our own shit is being shut down and deterred from Americans using our own shit from outside people blocking our shit.
You know what protesters are? I'm going to tell you. Protesters are lazy motherfuckers who don't want to work. So they stand outside for some bullshit cause that they wouldn't give a fuck about. As long as they don't have to go to work, they have a reason to survive. They're all fucking liberal lunatics who have no life. Fuck off.
Smitty,
Listen,
here's
let me
my
tell you
point.
something real quick. I find this so funny, right? You see these people, they support Gaza, Palestine, right? Fair enough. It is their land in the end. That said, you got people that are gay, trans. I mean, do you realize what they would do if you went to Palestine and started speaking that dumb shit? They throw you off a fucking roof. Like, what? I don't understand it. Do you even know what you're protesting?
My point. Like, we are in the home, like, we are free in a free country, but it's like, is it really free, or is every other country just so fucked up that we look so good? Like, that's my point at some point. At some point, you got to look at, like, we have on our soil right now, we're really walking on eggshells, and we have so much shit to look over our shoulders for because we don't know what's going on. Yesterday in San Diego, right here, a boat, a nice one, just fucking flies up in Carlsbad, beaches, and I swear to God, 20 men.
Might have been 30. I saw that.
Yeah, 30 military-age men get off this fucking boat, walk right up our sand when people are playing out on the beach, families of Americans, or whatever they are, but they're Americans, and this happens right on our soil. How many times does this happen? And guess what? My brother's in the Air Force, bro. I know for a fact you can't just fucking roll up onto our beaches in America unless it was allowed. Because we have a Coast Guard that has a 15,000-mile radius with sonar, and all of a sudden, people are just leaving Tijuana, coming straight up to Coast San Diego, and docking on our beach? What? That's by design, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. There's no way you can tell the most secure country in America, in the world, is allowing a boat of fucking nobodies to fucking roll up, and we're okay with it. Like, it's 10 millions of people doing this in the last 4 or 5 years.
One thing I'm starting to realize, too, is that we believe the police and all these different entities have a lot of power to do things, and they really don't. Like, look at this airport thing. an airport is a federal spot, right? If I go in there and act stupid, they're going to arrest me. Yet these people outside can block traffic on a Monday morning. I mean, an airport is a big business. It's Chicago, one of the biggest cities in America. Why are these people not walk the fuck out, put in handcuffs, and thrown into a federal facility? If I go into an airport and do something stupid, I'm going to go to a federal facility. What the fuck are we doing here?
I swear to God, man, I just want to know what changed and why. See, people want to bitch and complain about
I've told you this. I've told you this, and I'm going to tell you again. It's this fucking nonsense that started with this phony fucking cause and these bullshit causes and it all started with certain people saying, oh, people are being killed by the police. So we stopped policing. That's what we stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, when you look at the fucking facts, a lot of people are killed by the police. This happens a lot. And what we've ultimately gotten to a point is where we don't police anymore because we're scared to be the next person that's going to be on camera. So we don't police anymore. And then that goes into we don't fucking arrest anybody. Then when we do arrest them, we let them out and down and down again. It's worse and worse and worse.
Here's the thing.
Where we are.
Here's the thing about it. When we have our big time people, here again, D Jones always wants to bring race in. That's all he talks about. D Jones, you're short-sighted, homie.
Listen, D Jones, all due respect. What do you want me to say? It's the truth. Black people are not killed more than anyone else. 500 people were killed by the police last year as far as white people. Black people weren't more. It wasn't 500. They were significantly lower. 1,163 people were killed by the police in 2023, of which the majority of them were white. That's the truth.
D Jones, you're not calling a spade a spade, though, homie.
So don't feed me this.
Yeah, D Jones, you're not calling a spade a spade. It's not a spade, though. You're wrong. You're wrong. Your facts are wrong. They're not facts.
Well, hold on. The only thing D Jones said that I read to this point was that just say it, black people, which Jeff just agreed or admitted that he was talking about black people. That's all he
Black
said.
people are not killed more
But
than
why, Smitty? Why does D Jones bring up race every time? That's not the conversation, homie. It's always got to be race with D Jones.
And another thing,
race.
Smitty, real
There's a bunch of people on this earth, females, males, white, black, brown, everybody else, having to deal. Guess what, Smitty? Just to D Jones' point. Do you know who came out publicly and has been against the police that is a huge name? LeBron James. You know who he called first when the squatters took over the house next to him? The police. So stop being with this race shit, D Jones, because LeBron James is the biggest name in the planet Earth right now, along with The Rock and a few others who used to say defund the police and now call the police when squatters take over their fucking house. So make it make sense, homie. Let's be honest. Let's be on the same side here. Like, nobody wants to see death. Nobody wants to see kids getting killed. Nobody wants to see our women getting raped. Nobody wants to see any of this shit. Fuck the color. Do what's right.
This is a simple truth as well. And this is a fact. The large majority of crime in this country is black people killing other black people. That's the truth. That's a fact.
Yeah,
none of these people protest that. Do you realize how many people are killed in Chicago on a regular basis?
A lot.
Yet with some criminal who shoots at the police, now we have to stand up and take out a cause. Where are all you when all these
but like now we going it's only 10 minutes left. I wish Jeff could come back on the Raw, and because there's a lot of factors that go into what we're talking about right now, and JB could probably understand it some as well because of his upbringing where he grew up at. But there's a reason why, due to proximity, that you're going to see blacks killing mostly blacks.
That is the bigger issue in this country, not police killing people. Black people, young black men dying because of other black men. That's the epidemic, not police killing people. That's not the epidemic.
Smitty's saying why that is, or the narrative.
Because the narrative is that black people just dangerous fucking thugs running around just killing each other, and that's not the case. When you there's a lot of factors in why. And this goes back to like fucking years, and I don't have enough time to even really dive into it. But the reason that when you think about fucking redlining, and the reason that we're even in positioning where we're all packed up in these hoods, and we're not given certain opportunities to to thrive like other fucking races are. So you
and that's real estate location to the Smitty's defense. I know about it.
You know about it. That's what I'm saying. You know about it firsthand because I mean, it happened out here in fucking Cali and you were in Compton with it. So my point is, I don't have enough time. Maybe we can come back on and do this another time this week or this if you come back on. But like, again, I just want to make sure it's clear. It's not like fucking black people are out here just fucking running around with guns, just shooting and killing people because it's
here's the thing, though, and
that's the narrative.
But I'm going to address this real narrative real quick. The truth of the matter is, all due respect, at this point, there are a lot of people that are just running around killing people. That's the truth. It has nothing to do with anything. You're a prime example. You are an individual who you've told us you grew up in a very bad way, and you found a way to make your life better.
Yeah, because I was blessed enough to be good at football, Jeff. And I was blessed to get one full-ride scholarship to make it out, and that's what happened.
My father's not black,
and I'm gonna tell you what it is. And of course, it's not all. I'm not sitting there saying, "Oh, if you're white, you have it good." No, I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying we would be ignorant to say that here in America that black people haven't had it harder than white people. That's just an obvious fact. And there's a lot of actual reasons and things from legalities that happened years and years ago that put black people in a losing position to keep us behind when it comes to making money, to having ownership. So when you see black people just in the hood, it ain't just black people just in the hood because they're just fucking dumbass and they don't know how to do shit. This shit was strategically placed this way. Fucking drug, JB know this. We talked about this last week. Where you think fucking coke and all them drugs came in from? That shit wasn't just from us. That shit was placed here by the government to fund wars and shit. Like, it's bigger than just black people just need to figure. Like, we're all born as fucking babies, and it ain't like black people are just born with just an evil mindset to go fucking grow up and just kill and do that. No, there is systems that was put in place that was to make us lose. Now, there are people like me and people that have been blessed to find ways to figure it out and get out of there. That doesn't take away or negate from the fact that we have a hell of a fucking catching up to do when it comes to like this race called life. White people start right here at the starting line. Black people start fucking laps behind. And sometimes people like myself are able to fucking maneuver and figure the fuck out and catch all the way up and do it. But it's not to say that it's fucking fair or that it's right. So all I'm saying is I'm not trying to make a whole, but you're right. There's some ignorant black folks too out here doing stupid shit. Trust me, I know them. But it's a bigger picture than just black people out here just fucking loosey-goosey, just shooting guns and killing people. That's all I want to say.
But back to what I was saying real quick. The truth is, though, if I get in my car right now and I drive into the city that I live in and I get pulled over and I pull a gun out and start shooting at a cop, guess what he's going to do? Shoot me.
Yeah, but also if you go go to your neighborhood and get pulled over and you don't pull a gun out and you talk shit to the cop, you're gonna 9 times out of 10 you're gonna live to see it another day. When I can't say the same for black people, and I'm just saying like there's actual facts of it happening when motherfuckers haven't had weapons. But when a lot of time and again, this is not all cop.
Most people don't know the laws. That's the problem.
But when a white cop can we be real in the show? Can we be real? We are all prejudiced to some extent. What I mean, not racist, prejudice. What I mean by that is when you see somebody who you don't know, but you see them and you see that they're black, or you see that they're white, you see that they're Mexican, you see that they're Asian, there is some sort of just initial thoughts that come in your head of who they might be or who they might. If a certain individual walk past your car at a stoplight, there's certain people that you might want to roll your window up to or lock your. They're just a natural belief, a natural feeling that we all have if we keeping it funky. So when a white cop pulls up to a black man and he got dreads or a fucking afro or just some shit that the white man just don't understand, and the motherfucker, he got chains on or whatever, you cannot, let's keep it funky. That white man walks up and like, let me be rated. Let me be prepared because this motherfucker might be selling drugs or he might be one of those like, he might be, how he has these nice ass chains on his hair. They have preconceived fucking beliefs of who this man might be without even knowing him, and that is 100,000 fact. You cannot tell me nothing different.
Do you think if I went to where you grew up, let's say I was driving through there and two black cops pulled me over, and it was the same situation? I'm sitting in the car, I'm in that neighborhood, and they pull me over. How do you think they're gonna treat? You think they're gonna treat me?
You surviving? You're not getting killed. Now, I don't know if the language might too. You might hear some language or something.
But when there's
you're not getting killed.
Why are you here?
You're not getting killed. Yeah, you might get some earthquake, but you're gonna live to tell the story.
You're not gonna get the truth.
I don't know that though, Jeff. Probably so, but like,
Smitty, again, facts do not back what you just set up. Facts don't back that up. White people have been killed more by the police than black people. That's just the truth.
It's a narrative too.
Here's not a problem.
And it's population, majority versus minority. So like, so the percentages. Look at the percentages. No, don't look just at the number. Look at the percentages as well.
It's also demographically per capita that goes into effect. I deal with all this shit because I had to deal with this. Let me ask you this though, Smitty, if he agrees totally with Jeff, he's a Uncle Tom sellout. Okay, let's be honest. Right. If Jeff comes on and talks about this, he's a racist.
Right.
And this is why we're fucked up.
And this is a great point by you.
Hey, just for clarity, hey, I love Jeff, y'all. We just having a discussion.
This is why
though our country's suffering because there's not other shows like this one that breaks down the world with a bigger platform. They're scared. Here's the truth of the matter is though, the government, 99% white, probably I would say, or at least started that way, is basically the white collar criminal. No one wants to talk about. They are the gangbangers who wear suits. Then we have a black culture with gangbanging that started back in the 70s, 60s, 70s. Mm-hmm. And whether you're from Chicago and you're in a Disciple or you're in Compton and you're a Crip or a Blood. The bottom line is though, that base and narrative gets its own narrative as they're gangsters. They kill each other. It's a what do you call it? It's a genocidal thing. Okay. Then if the whites do it, it became some point a white and black racial thing. A narrative kept pushing. It was a white on black crime. And remember that started getting pushed back in the 80s when I was growing up.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, dog, like no one wants to talk the truth. Like really at the end of the day, we kill each other all the time and we see each other getting killed and we blame only what we want to say in the media. We only use the narratives that we see on social media or on the news. The truth is, like to Jeff's point, the facts and the data is totally different than what we see with the knee being put on George Floyd or fucking the whole Rittenhouse fuck. All these crazy shit that we're seeing never would have happened back in the day because it would have been more of a conversation. Now we can't have a conversation, and it's literally you're either red or blue, right or left, and there ain't no fucking discussion because you're automatically classified a racist, you're classified a race baiter, you're classified a fucking Republican, a Democrat. They can't talk anymore. Right. And it's like, God damn, homie, we're just having a conversation. There is no real beef to happen. We just want to get both perspectives so everyone can be informed. But we don't do it no more. We're scared.
No, listen, this is why I come on the show, because there are very few people that can do this sort of thing. And I think the thing about this is there are still even people in this chat that will categorize because I say one thing that I'm a liberal or I'm a conservative. I've said it on record time and time again. I fucking hate the government. I hate both sides, none of which are going to do fuck all for me or fuck all for you. And the sooner you realize that, the better. It's all refreshing to hear. And I don't think we're ever going to get back to the point where we can just have an argument and speak about something. Right. Because everybody's a fucking victim with everything. And
everybody too emotional about certain topics too. Like most people, like if they're in this conversation, they'll get so worked up and so pissed, they'll just have to leave.
Here's the thing. Like Smitty gets so much credit that people don't want to talk about. All you guys want to talk shit about Smitty, but Smitty also is here as the only black man on the set that has to take, what he's probably heard his whole life. And this is the thing. If he doesn't defend it, he's a sellout. If he does defend it, he's a victim. So
and if I bring it up, I'm racist.
There's no win for nobody. That's why I don't give a fuck about nobody think. I'm going to speak what I believe and go there.
To have a conversation for others that will not do it. That's what you should be getting credit for that you all don't give them credit for.
Right. Now, there's a narrative for certain people on TikTok that I'm racist. Okay, now keep in mind, 80% of the videos I do are on white people that are criminals, that are fucking extortionists, they're bad people. I do one video on a black gangster. How come you don't ever talk about the white people doing this shit? Motherfucker, every video I do is on white people. White, black, blue, green, doesn't matter. There's a lot of bad people in every race. And you're right, Smitty. The large majority, and the sad part is, the large majority of black people are no different than you, me, and we're all just regular people trying to make some money and have a good life. You know, and it's a shame that certain individuals that can't behave are the definition. And that happens in every race.
Yeah.
Every
group, even cops too. Like I always say, I do believe majority of cops are like solid, but there are a group of people who are fucked up, and we see the fucked up actions, and it makes everything more bigger. So,
and by the way, someone says I don't get pulled over. Motherfucker, you've never been pulled over more than me. Trust me. I'll show you my fucking record. I got all sorts of pulled over for everything. We all get pulled over. I'm a shitty driver. I don't give a shit about laws. I pull up, I've been pulled over a lot.
Thank God I haven't been pulled over in LA yet, but I've been in Indiana. Best believe they pulled my black ass over a couple times and back home Indiana.
Sure.
little different situation, Indiana and LA.
Nah, it is. I want to get some just real quick before we get out of here. We didn't get to it because we got into real conversation that nobody else will have. But I'm willing to do it. That's why I love the show and the people that we have, like Jeff and everybody that comes on, regardless if you respect it or if you like it or whatever, you got to respect it at the end of the day, that the conversations we're willing to have on this show are unlike any other. I got to ask you, Jeff, on the betting side of things, though, the play-in's in. I hate the play-in. I think the 9 and 10 seeds should be eliminated. They should be done. And the Lakers should be playing the fucking Thunder this week. Because the old way I like you said, why change if it wasn't broken? Well, we've added. I think addition by subtraction is a real thing. So now the 9 and the 10 tomorrow, Golden State, Sacramento play again. And the Lakers, who just beat the Pelicans, now have to play them again. And I don't get it. So a 7 seed who's earned the right to be a 7 seed, that's even a seed higher than the last seed, the 8. Could literally be eliminated from actually going to the playoffs. They earn the right to be a 7 seed and may not make it to the playoffs after all this play-in shit. Just make it make sense. But anyway, that being said, the Pelicans-Lakers play. Should the Lakers literally fake the funk, sit LeBron and AD so they can not play the Nuggets in the first round? That is literally how ESPN started its Get Up show this morning. They should absolutely sit out and just put all their eggs in one basket and play the winner of Sacramento Golden State instead of having to play the team that eliminated them last year. It just shows the lack of competition in this country, the lack of fight. This team just basically ran through you in 4 games last year, and you don't want to play them again? Like, you don't want a rematch? I don't get it. I would be damned if I walked into a room, Jeff, and said, all right, Jeff, I'm going to take this L today. We got you. Like, I can't believe it. Would you do it? And what's your take on those 2 Western Conference games tomorrow? Lakers, Pelicans, Golden State -2.5 versus the Kings.
Well, I think you also have to look at what does the NBA want to happen here. Who would they much rather see in these games, right? Lakers and Warriors, definitely bigger market. LeBron, Steph Curry, all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's something I have to look into. I don't, are the Lakers going to even give a shit about the game? That's I never thought you'd have to worry about that. Why even have these games? We've talked about that. It's all about money in the end. I got to look more into it. That throws a whole wrench into it. I would take the Warriors though, and bettors aren't taking the Warriors. They've been all over the Warriors. Nobody's taking the Kings. I think almost 95% of the money coming in is on the Warriors.
And here's the thing, though. If the Lakers did what we and Smitty started the show with saying, guess what? Fucking Sabonis owns AD.
Yes, yeah.
So, like, why would you risk that shit? Like, I don't think you can. I think it's a huge hit on LeBron's legacy if they were to come down to one game and not get in that game, because we know AD, how finicky and his eye hurts, and he's had 76 games started, Smitty and Jeff. Yeah. We talked about, Smitty and I talked about Jeff. He started 76 games, all-time high for him. And guess what? He exited 30 of those 76 starts with some sort of ailment. So what to say he doesn't get out of that game? What's to say he doesn't quit in that play-in? I don't know.
Hey, we gonna find out though, ain't we? real soon.
Hard to bet on these games. Very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, appreciate you. We'll see you Friday. The playoffs will begin, and we'll see. We'll break down the playoffs and maybe talk a little bit of UFL because I got some football bets. And then I got to ask, somebody asked you about a soccer matchup. I know.
I didn't bet that game. I told that guy.
Okay. Somebody got in for the first time in the international. Who was it? Do you know?
What do you mean?
In soccer, somebody clinched for the first time apparently in
Well,
soccer.
Right now they're doing like the teams that are going up to the next. So they have relegation. Obviously.
Relegation.
Yeah, right. So like the Premier League, 3 teams will go to the next level, and the other teams go up, and it's some for the first time. Yeah,
I think California weather is being affected solely by P. Diddy and Biden, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. Jeff, appreciate you. We'll see you Friday. Go follow Jeff, Sit Down Crime Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, as he has one of the best shows on YouTube. And we will see you tomorrow, Smitty and I, for Talk That Talk Tuesday. And we appreciate everybody joining today. Thanks to Jeff and everybody else. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast, you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled it.